of religious liberty. Give us the strength of mind and heart.
Headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness can come from a sports injury, automobile accident, a slip and fall, and everyday activities. Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic in Sioux Falls treats these types of injuries. Dr. Mark is located at 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch. Call me at 361-OUCH.
Do you feel called to something more but aren't sure what? Spend a weekend away listening with the ear of your heart to God and sharing with others what He may be calling you to. This retreat in Yankton is free and open to single Catholic women who are 21 and older. Contact Sister Clarice at 605-668-6092 for details. The retreat begins with
You're the best employee at Land Range. You don't want me to say that?
I'm the only employee at Land Range. One of two. One of two paid ones.
Where's the cap symbol? Where you go and you kiss the yeah, so Dustin Johnson. Can I turn this on? Oh, there it is. Like them big honkers?
Wow, these are great.
Those are great. You can't have them. How old are they? They're old.
Wow,
They're probably 30 or 40 years old. They're old.
Hey.
What did they say? How many kids out for football?
99.
Is this where you go?
Was it $190,000 raised for Dakota?
Yeah.
That'd be something really good at some time. And you'd be great if you're on there.
Yeah, we raise over most ever. Every year it goes up.
I was right, and names I know is Gene Jones, Scott Jones, Lucas Fegan, and that group won. Brad Coleman said 33, raised like 33 themselves. But like with White Iron, you know, since Gene Scott. I mean, I just try. Is that fair? Depending if you're with the.
No, it moves every year because they shake it up.
Okay, let me get this. Do you want Dan to do the camera, or do you want me to? Am I in the way down here? Because I don't care.
Up to you guys.
Is that computer going to be there?
Yeah, this computer will be here the whole time. That's.
Okay, then I don't need my stuff then. So that's why I was thinking that if we could shut it or whatever, stick them underneath it, do we have to have that up?
You know, I
If we
think.
hit the buttons, that's where it's.
I think so, just because it's all hooked together, so it's gonna be dragging on the camera.
Be a good thing.
Let's see. That is it, yeah.
Find that open. Not on our roster, none of the backstep. The punt and kicking off. Right now, I'm in 35 yards. Fourth down. 74? Bending over, putting the ball in the teeth. Oh, 14? 74. No, 74 on the right hash right. Walking right toward us. Oh. He looks like a freshman or sophomore anyway. Well, pretty young, but I don't have a...
Oh, right there. It would be that is the kicker, isn't it? Correct.
He's a freshman. Pavelko?
Pavelko, yeah.
Pavelko.
Is that Pavelko? Why is he wearing that number? 14 is kind of Pavelko's number. That's the 74.
Don't have...
Is he kicking field goal or is he kicking?
He's punted earlier and he's kicking.
Yeah, that's Pavelko.
That's Pavelko. He's a freshman.
Amazing. Now for our winner, K through second, with a grand total of 171.4 feet, Aaron Stoll. In second place, who is not present with us, with 218 feet, Oliver Herkammer. And our champion, who's also missing today, with 272
Oh, you're snapping at me.
Jason Truman.
The headset and the earpiece.
Okay, it's time for our 34th grade.
Okay, do you have any
In
scores from last
third
time?
place,
I do. Do you?
from St. Catherine Maxwell, with 127 feet, 1 inch, Dan White. The Little Pirate. In second place, with 150 feet, 1 inches, from St. Michael, Corbin Hance.
Cassidy? This is
And our champion, with 160 feet, 8 inches, from St. Lambert, Zach Miller. And for our big fellas, distance, with a distance of 149 feet more, from St. Michael, Gaucho. In second place.
All right.
With a distance of 160 feet, 2 inches.
All right, man.
From St. Mary, Hayden Bruce. And our champion, with a distance of 193.7. And the best haircut today, from St. Mary, Big Ryan Sally. Let's give it up for these boys. Lisa.
To work on the camp. Thanks, Brad. We appreciate all your work on the camp. But hey, folks, it's time to give some t-shirts away. The opening portion of the shirt. And we have a new design for the football season. Big shout out to our presenting sponsors, Vegan Construction, and Jeff, Rusty, and Lucas Pickens for sponsoring this shirt on today. So make some noise and everyone remembers that side of the crowd.
If you've never experienced a photo bowl here at Harrisburg, you can come out next year. This is a photo bowl 31, and it is Egyptian kids, young kids, the kindergarten, first, second, third grade, junior grade kids, everybody knows about it. Whether the board cooperate with us today, it's a terrific day for football, friendship, camaraderie, fellowship. Tonight we have started off with your brother.
Once again, our thanks to our friends from Vegan Construction. And now we're going to toss it back to the voice of the night, Monty Genius, who has made his way into the crowd for this year's Fans in the Stands, sponsored this year by Mount Marty College.
Sorry, Carol. Great to be here in the stand. Just want to make sure you got a good feeling up after that jersey. Oh, nice. Right here we got who's coming in.
It's a fun event for that school as well.
Rachel and Bruce Hanson. Bruce, you've been to pass the photo balls? And what's your favorite memory?
Favorite memory? Probably 2 days ago. How about 2014 watch number 88, Eric Johnson of the tight end play football. So
Awesome. Ready to go, winner. You could be right here with us. Rachel, do you have a favorite memory of the photo ball?
This is a great deal. Here's where the good crowd all over the side.
Awesome. All right, Rachel. Let's see how well you practice. Let's do a real thing.
We've been here most of the day enjoying it.
3, 2, 1.
Got a lot of good stuff going on.
Let's go now.
We're going to get a little info about that.
Thanks, Bob. We'll hear from you again in a few minutes with another edition of the Mount Marty Fans in the Stand. Well, folks, it's time for the drawing for the Vikings versus Packers package, sponsored by First Premier Bay Cards, and the Diamond Ring. We sold a limited 200 tickets for this raffle. The grand prize winner wins 2 tickets to the December 23rd Vikings Packers game at Lambeau Field. It also includes airfare and a deluxe tailgating experience. The second place winner receives a $500 gift certificate to the Diamond Ring. And the third place is 2 tickets to a Garth Brooks concert. So we've got some fabulous prizes. Here's Lisa with more.
Sioux Falls, Washington defeating Sioux Falls Roseville 41-7.
Down here to Mike's Field, 50-yard line. We have now one of our disposables here, Nicky Otterbrook, along with Kevin Corley Jr. from First Premier Bank Club. He'll be drawing a winning ticket for the Vikings Packers game first.
Why are we here and why is it such a big deal? I'll have that info coming up for you on the First Premier Bank Club.
Alright, so set aside, the next ticket that we're going to draw is for the $500 gift certificate to the Diamond Ring.
We're drawing right now.
Awesome. And now our last ticket will be the winner of the Garth Brooks ticket.
Tell him to say he's with the land.
Alright, the Garth Brooks ticket. Yeah? Dick and Cindy Cook. You are the winner of the Garth Brooks ticket. And now the winner for the $500 gift certificate from the Diamond Room. Scott Abdallah. Awesome. Scott Abdallah. You're the winner of the $500 gift certificate from the Diamond Room. And lastly, our grand prize winners of the Vikings Green Bay Packers charter flight and ticket. Brian Erickson. Welcome. You are headed to Lambeau Field. Hey, congratulations to all of our winners and to our friends at First Premier Bank Card, and the Diamond Ring for your sponsorship of this exciting raffle. Hey, and Brian's right in front of the press box and everybody's high-fiving him. Brian, you are in for one heck of a trip. You are going to love it. Well, it's time to throw it back down to Mark, who's somewhere in the crowd for the second segment of Fans in the Stands, sponsored by Mount Marty College. Mark, are you there?
Carol, you won't believe it. I found a couple people there at the very first Dakota Bowl 39 years ago. What's your name?
Back in the day, Bob
Jerry, you must have been one. You had to be.
78 football season with a festive day-long event.
Remember your name?
One football game.
Oh, you guys related?
Fargo, Shamrock.
All right, Dad, you came to the first Dakota Bowl. You have a favorite memory? Being here on that one. And you've been to just about all of them?
It was to be held at Howard Field in Sioux Falls. To accommodate almost
What's your favorite memory?
38 years later, the Bob Burns Dakota Bowl is the largest single bowl game in the state of South Dakota, raising more than
What's your name? All right, Stacy. Let's go Knights, ready?
Our talented high school athletes, and to celebrate football, families enjoy all-day tailgates, football, and cheerleading camps for kids, fireworks, airplane flyovers, and even skydivers onto the field. So gather your family and friends for a fantastic day of fun and football at the O'Gorman Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. Excuse me, totally messed up the end of that. But Dan Johnson, you are part of the Dakota Bowl, and while we're kind of talking about it here, tell us a little bit more about the inner workings of the Dakota Bowl and what the point is.
Well, the Dakota Bowl Committee, it's an honor. I was asked a couple years ago, and I'm very honored to be a member of the Dakota Bowl Committee. And this year alone, it was a very good year. This was the most money ever raised in the 39 years of Bob Burns. The committee raised in one day $190,000. So, as I said earlier, in the 39 years, that's over $3.9 million that this one festivity, Dakota Bowl, has made for Sioux Falls Catholic School System. And that's a tremendous. Being on the Dakota Bowl Committee, you know, it's a wonderful experience. You meet a lot of new friends and everything, but it's we're giving back. We're volunteering. We're giving back. We want to see the Sioux Falls Catholic schools thrive, and whatever we can do to help that, that's what we do. So it's an honor to be part of the committee. And Nikki Elmbrecht is the chairman this year. She did a fabulous job. And so I think it's Aaron Ferendorf will be next year. So it's a great committee, and they do wonderful things. We put on the football clinic this morning. The cheerleaders, they handle all that. Pretty soon, like you mentioned, the skydivers, they'll be coming here shortly. They have the Coca-Cola, I'm not sure if that's Coke, the red X out there on the 50-yard line center field. So I think it's every time one of the skydivers hits that, it's $100. So, but no, it's a great festivity. It's wonderful.
And of course, the ceremonial fireworks and subsequent delay of game penalty that O'Gorman seems to receive every single year. It wouldn't be Dakota Bowl without it, just because we're enjoying the festivities so much.
I see some of the kids looking up in the sky, and maybe we got a couple skydivers coming in here. They should be coming in shortly.
All right, we will keep our eyes peeled for that, but for now we need to step aside, and when we come back to the Knights Game Day Show, we're going to hear from 8-year head coach from Harrisburg, Brandon White, USD graduate, and has done a lot of great things over in Harrisburg for the Tigers. That's coming up on the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card on the Lamb.
Big Rig Barbecue brings a Texas-style barbecue to South Dakota. They use a real wood smoker for all their meats every single day. Big Rig Barbecue serves sliced brisket, pulled pork, chicken, and ribs. They offer pre-orders for smaller events and gatherings and cater for large events including parties, meetings, and graduations. Big Rig Barbecue's new sit-down location is on the corner of 41st and Minnesota. Their website, BigRigBBQ.net. Big Rig Barbecue is proud to support the Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. Dr. Beecroft and First Class Dental Care are proud supporters of Lamb Catholic Radio. First Class Dental Care offers restorative, cosmetic, and preventative techniques and is open late to fit busy schedules. Their aviation-themed office works to provide first-class services. Their number is 271-9330 and can be found online at firstclassdentalcare.com. Thank you to Dr. Beecroft and First Class Dental Care for your support of Lamb Catholic Radio.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show. I'm now joined by Harrisburg head coach Brandon White. Coach, your boys played Pierre last week, a game that was postponed at halftime. You guys were leading 25-7. Offensively, you didn't start out the greatest for your team, not getting any yards in the first three possessions, but your defense really came through. Sam Lowe's recovered a fumble toward the 2-yard line, and then also got 2 sacks on the next possession. How big in that ballgame was your defense early on when the offense is struggling?
You know, it's very important for your defense to start early, in games and continue to play well. Their resiliency to, the Zabel kids, phenomenal. But they started moving the ball a little bit on some, they threw some hitches and some curls and stuff. But our kids never gave up. You're always a little leery about how that's going to be handled early in the season. But our kids really stepped up and were able to force a fumble on the 2-yard line, and that turned the momentum. We weren't able to, punch the ball out offensively after that, but we were able to kick the ball away again, make them go extra yards, and we ended up getting a couple sacks by Lowe's on that very next possession. So those were big turning points, and we were able to score a few plays later. So, high school football is momentum, and our kids were able to create some, with that big defensive stop, and then we were able to follow that up with another defensive stop. So good things from our defense to start the year, and I wish we could have finished that game, but we understand that, that'll have to be rescheduled to the 26th, and we're looking forward to that, trying to get that one in as well.
Coach, your team last year had an outstanding season, got second, lost in a state championship game. Do you see some similarities between this year's team compared to last year's team?
Yeah, quite a few. Obviously, a lot of those kids that played in that state championship game are back. So, you just start with that, experience. That's you just can't coach that. Our staff, there's nothing that you can find in the internet or a book or anywhere to teach experience. So, we're excited about this group. We feel we have more team speed than we had last year, and I thought we had a good, decent amount. So we're going to be able to mix it up a little bit. We don't have to rely on Jack all the time, Anderson. We can be able to, hit the edge a little bit with some of our run game, and then Hunter being able to throw the ball, and then also, scrambling when, things break down. So we like this group. Defensively, we're very excited for where the sky is for these guys and where they can get to.
You're playing the Dakota Bowl game against O'Gorman tonight. This is the first time Harrisburg's played O'Gorman. Your first Dakota Bowl game coaching and having your kids playing. What does that mean for your program to be playing the Dakota Bowl tonight against O'Gorman?
Fantastic for our group. Our program has just been building, over and over, year after year, and the schedule worked out to allow us to be in this game is phenomenal. Our kids are excited about it. There's a big buzz going around Harrisburg, being a part of Dakota Bowl. Our kids are super excited.
And Coach, you have 4 guys starting both offensively and defensively. Is depth a concern? Maybe kids possibly early on in the year maybe wearing down the second half?
It used to be we would think that would be more, but we practice, at a tempo now where we're kind of a no-huddle offense a little bit, so we're trying to condition while we're running plays and those types of things. So I don't know if it's going to be as much of an issue. We understand, O'Gorman's speed and the athleticism is going to wear us down at some point, but our twos, with 26 seniors out this year, our backups are a lot of seniors now, so we're able to fill those guys in, and they do a great job when they get on the field, and they understand, their snaps may be limited at times, but they understand they have to make the most of those snaps, and we like where our depth is.
Coach, on offense, Shannon popping his defense really good job against Aberdeen Central last week. How do you attack that defense with your offense?
We got to be multidimensional. We got to be able to throw the ball. We got to be able to run the ball in between the tackles and then be able to hit them off the edge. So we got to be very, sound and understand where we're going to and who we're going to, because they are very well coached and they play very fast. They're good tacklers. Just the typical good defense. So we got to be ready for everything. If they bring pressure, and we got to be able to find out where our checkdowns are and get the ball out of our hands. But we just got to consistently put drives together of 5, 6, 7, 8 plays at a time and keep our defense off the field for a while.
And finally, Coach, for your defense, what's the biggest challenge going up against O'Gorman's offense tonight?
Their speed. They run a great stretch read with the quarterback, and the Bauer kid being able to get to the edge really sets up that play. We just got to be consistent. We got to be very disciplined with our keys, and we got to play fast football. Our kids did that in the first half of last week against Pierre, and if we continue to do that and keep creating turnovers, like we did last week, I think we should be in an okay spot towards the end of the game.
Thank you so much, Coach White, for your time, and good luck against O'Gorman tonight.
Hey, thank you very much for having me.
That was Harrisburg head coach Brandon White here on the Knights Game Day Show, again in his 8th year at the helm of the Harrisburg Tigers, 9th year working at Harrisburg. When we come back, we will take a look at last week's game for O'Gorman against the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, which, if you remember, was delayed by a lot of rain and ended up turning out to be a very interesting game. That's coming up on the Knights Game Day Show on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they are safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or an insurance analysis. Please call Jason Lewers at 605-270-3463 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
Think Kaladi's Bistro is just a coffee shop? Think again. Kaladi's now serves everything from daily breakfast to Sunday brunch, lunch fare, and dinner dishes. Kaladi's offers full table service and has dinner specials from Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. They're located off of 26th in Minnesota. Kaladi's Bistro is locally owned and has something for everyone.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field in the 39th annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. We have a lot of tremendous sponsors, by the way, on the Lamb Catholic Radio, but we have a few extra sponsors for the Bob Burns Dakota Bowl that we'd like to thank now.
Bob Burns Dakota Bowl broadcast on Lamb Catholic Radio being brought to you in part by McGuire Iron, Kaladi's Bistro, and Barnett Lewis Funeral Home, all in Sioux Falls.
And we thank them for their contribution. All right, it's time to look back now at the highlights from last week's O'Gorman Knights 44-6 victory at Aberdeen Central. The Knights got on the scoreboard first on their second drive of the game on this pass play. Struck in shotgun, takes the snap, rolls right, looks down the field, fakes the pass, keeps it himself, rolls back left, now fires the ball into the left touchdown of the end zone. It's picked up by Kenyon Bauer, touchdown O'Gorman. Trailing 8-0 in the second quarter, Aberdeen Central scored their only touchdown of the game on this run. Third and goal from the 1-yard line. Here's the handoff up the middle to Barr, and yes, Aberdeen Central entire team jumps.
He tiptoed around to the left and went in.
The Knights answered with a touchdown on their next possession, and they weren't done. Isaac Struck found a familiar face for this scoring play. 3 backs this time. Isaac Struck in shotgun finds the only receiver over to the left, and it's caught. That will be a touchdown. O'Gorman. Yes, Kenyon Bauer is the player on the ground. That is his second touchdown of the night. O'Gorman extends their lead for another Struck to Bauer connection. Evan Wittry opened up the third quarter with his second touchdown run of the game, and the Knights offense continued to shine, and Trey Jones found the end zone on this fourth quarter pass play. 2 receivers right side. Struck in the backfield, play action, screen over to the right side. Trey Jones picks it up. First down there, running down the right sideline. He's got grass ahead of him. One player to beat and dives into the end zone. Touchdown, O'Gorman. O'Gorman would score one more time in the fourth quarter on a 3-run yard by Tate Wishart. An exciting game, and as you can probably tell, Dan, by our voices, it was going late. That game wrapped up at 1:15 a.m. We got home at about 5 a.m. and slept maybe a little bit. But a tremendous opener for the O'Gorman Knights. Isaac Struck put up 216 pass yards. A great start there. Kenyon Bauer, 3 catches for 73 yards and a couple touchdowns. Just a great overall performance from the O'Gorman Knights last week. We're going to step aside and continue on here with the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. When we come back, we're going to hear from O'Gorman head coach Jason Popiga as his team prepares for his second Bob Burns Dakota Bowl at the 39th annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. That's on the way right here on the Lamb.
Market volatility has become a fact of life. What does this mean for your investments? Are you aware of and prepared for the risk volatility possesses to your portfolio? Should you consider changing your specific holdings or the mix of assets in your account? The Barnes DeMore Group Financial Advisors with Morgan Stanley can give you insights about these and other questions and can also suggest strategies that may help better prepare you for the market's ups and downs. Thaddeus Barnes or Andrew DeMore Financial Advisors are in the Sioux Falls, South Dakota branch at 605-338-6500. That's at the Barnes DeMore Group at 605-338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney LLC, member SIPC.
McGuire Iron is a family-run operation that values all of their co-workers and customers. McGuire Iron and the Jones family pride themselves in taking their faith life into their business life. That's why they are proud to support the Sioux Falls Catholic school system in all their events and activities. McGuire Iron and the Jones family would like to wish all O'Gorman sports teams good luck this season.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show. I'm now joined
in Yankton area. Now let's get right into the starting lineups for tonight's game between the O'Gorman Knights and the Harrisburg Tigers. First, we'll start with the visiting team. Starting defense for the Harrisburg Tigers, at nose guard, number 65, Sam Diert. At tackle, number 61, Tanner Kipps. At end, number 34, Brady Schultz. At another end, number 36, Cade Brugman. At linebackers, number 27, Logan Worschcha. At another linebacker, 7, Jack Rayburn. Number 40, at the third linebacker, Mike Curry. Defensive backs for the Harrisburg Tigers, number 26, Peyton Voss. Number 3, Jackson Garnis. Number 4, Cole Teagan. And number 20, Nick Shirato. And now, Mr. Johnson, will you do the honors for the O'Gorman Knights offense?
Starting at center is Cade Lamberty. Right guard, Jackson Thompson. Left guard, Drake Schaefer. Left tackle, Carson Vintice. Right tackle, Jack Schneider. Wide receiver is Mr. Kenyon Bauer and Mr. Penn Johnson and Caden Jones. Running backs, Iman Legacy and Riley Keaton. And our quarterback is Isaac Struck.
All right, and those starting lineups brought to you by the Barnes DeMore Group, financial advisors at Morgan Stanley Wealth Management in Sioux Falls. For all of your investment needs, call the Barnes DeMore Group at 605-338-6500. Located at 300 Schropp Place, Suite 503 in Sioux Falls. Products and services are by Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. And as we started this game, you heard some of our most of our wonderful sponsors here here on Lamb Catholic Radio for O'Gorman football, but we also want to give a shout out to our 3 Dakota Bowl sponsors for tonight's game. That's McGuire Iron, Kalani's Bistro, and Barnett Lewis Funeral Home. Thank them very much for their support of Lamb Catholic Radio and this 39th Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. All right, Mr. Johnson, the captains are on the field. We're about ready to start Dakota Bowl 39. Final thoughts getting into this game.
Okay, O'Gorman's going to have to, like I said earlier, contain, and they're going to have to play O'Gorman football. Like we talked earlier, Harrisburg only had one half of a game this year. We went up to Aberdeen and did pretty good up there. The guys have the confidence. If they can keep that confidence and maintain that confidence that we have, I think they're going to be just fine.
Absolutely, and I think we saw some great things from O'Gorman, honestly, last week. I think I speak for everybody when I say we feel really good about this O'Gorman team this year.
Oh, yeah. I was, going into last week, I couldn't believe how fast, how quick, and, they were good.
Aggressive.
Aggressive. That's a good. You got Niedernhaus, Minsock. I just think about last year's team, and these guys played a lot, and now they stepped up. So a lot of the guys had to step up, and now they're seniors this year, and they're starting, and they came through last week. So hopefully they maintain this. So looks like O'Gorman's going to kick off.
Absolutely. Knights will kick off to start Dakota Bowl 39 here at Howard Road Field in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Absolutely beautiful day here in Sioux Falls. The clock reads, I got to pull up my weather app technology. What a world, huh? 82 degrees and beautiful skies. Knights in their brand new gray jerseys with checkerboard pattern on the shoulders, checkerboard patterns on their gray pants on the sides, blue socks, brand new white helmets with the O'Gorman Knights logo on the right side, OG logo on the left, and a blue stripe down the middle in metallic. Harrisburg in their away white jerseys, maroon letters and numbers, and gold trim. Knights will be moving from my right to my left, and hey, let's get ready to play some football. Here's the kick, and it's a short squib kick. It's going to be caught at about the 35-yard line. I didn't get the player. I'm sorry. I was looking at the usual returners. That is number 38 for Harrisburg. Excuse me. That is Ryan Meyer returning the kickoff, and that is going to be down at about the 41-yard line.
About a 20-yard kick.
That was interesting. It was intentionally short. Interesting way to start this game.
Very, very interesting. We have a kicker. Second game, it was high school career. We have a freshman kicker, Pavaco. Good kicker. I'm not sure what happened there, but they got the ball at the 41-yard line.
And the Harrisburg Tigers are led by senior quarterback, third-year starter, Hunter Headley. He comes out in shotgun, one back, trips left on the right hash. Headley claps his hands, takes a snap, handoff to the right. That's Jack Anderson. He's going to be pushed back, though, about 5 yards, pushed out of bounds on the O'Gorman side for a loss of 5. And that is a tremendous way for this O'Gorman defense to start things off.
Witchery came in there, and he contained, he had his eyes on him the whole way, and they took a loss. Took a five-yard loss.
They'll bring up 2nd and 15 for the Knights. And Dan, we were talking before the game. I got to watch some Harrisburg game film, and I was saying that the offensive line might be a bit of a difficult area for Harrisburg. Headley comes out in shotgun again. 2 receivers either side and takes the handoff, keeps it himself. Jukin and jiving is going to be brought down 1 yard back from the previous line of scrimmage. From the current line of scrimmage for a 1 yard loss. Brings up 3rd and 16 now.
Niedernhaus on the tackle. Did you see that snap? He didn't have a good, just like he grabbed it and he kind of lost it for a second. And he kind of got lost there. I think the play kind of unfolded in front of him and he didn't know what to do. I think he panicked right there. So that was good containment on the Knights.
Harrisburg in their no-huddle offense takes a snap. Headley rolls out left, looks to pass. Flag on the play, though, as he fires it downfield. No good on the play. And we will see what this flag will be. It was right on the snap, so it could be. What did you see, Dan?
I'm thinking it's motion on the offense. He called that right away.
And
they declined it.
Yeah, it looks like O'Gorman will decline the penalty to bring up 4th down and 16.
Called movement on the center.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So Harrisburg will bring out the punt unit and kick things away to hand it back over to the Knights as they give up their first possession of Bob Burns Dakota Bowl 39. And the first Dakota Bowl Harrisburg has ever participated in. Back to return then for the O'Gorman Knights is number 3, Trey Jones.
And Nick Billion.
Nick Billion, yes, number 21 on your roster. Back to punt for Harrisburg.
Short kick.
Logan,
short punt,
War I can't pronounce the last name. We'll call him Moore. Billion gets the ball on the 30 and slips as he goes to hand it off to Trey Jones. Still holds on to it, but no good on that, or no return, this time for the Knights.
It's, the ground's not wet. I'm not sure why, but he lost his balance there and he went down.
Is that new turf, maybe? I shouldn't say new turf, but different turf from what you're usually practicing on.
So Gorham would have it on the 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
Knights will come out in shotgun. Isaac Struck, the quarterback. Amon Legacy back there with him. Trips right, and Penn Johnson out on the left from the left hash. Struck gets the snap, hands it off to Legacy. Dive up the middle. He makes it back to the line of scrimmage, but will go no further. The gain of 0 on the play. And speaking of Amon Legacy, we got to watch him play last year. We got to watch him play obviously last week, and it is a night and day difference in the performance that we've seen from this young man between years.
Correct. I hope he does the same tonight as he did last week.
He went from kind of a dancing running back, I want to call it, to just an aggressive, fast cuts, and made some pretty good hits as well last week.
He did. So hopefully he can do the same tonight.
2nd and 10 for the Knights. Struck takes the snap, trips right, fires the ball down the right sideline. This one's going to be way over the head of his intended receiver. Ball was meant to be caught by Trey Jones, but he kind of got tripped up by the DB from Harrisburg. That was get my footboard switched around here. Number 3 from Harrisburg, Jackson Garnes.
Looked like he got a little bit of sun too, because when he went up there, I think he kind of got confused because we're going west into the sun.
Right.
And I think he got a little confused there.
So bring up 3rd and 10 for the Knights. Have yet to move the ball past the original line of scrimmage. On their own 30 from the left hash. Here is Struck, puts the receiver in motion from left to right. Handoff goes to Canyon Bauer. He's going to sweep right. Good blocking on the outside, and he'll pick up about 6 yards on the carry. Will not be enough for a first down, so the Knights will have to punt it away.
It was 46 Sam Lois on the tackle for Harrisburg.
2 minutes have melted away here in the first quarter of Bob Burns Dakota Bowl 39. Both teams have had a possession now. No score on the board. Isaac Struck getting the call. A bit of confusion on the field. Play clock at 15, and the Knights have yet to get set. Clock at 10 now. Knights finally get set. Struck back to punt and back to return for Harrisburg is number 10, Jahi Rowerts, and number 7, Jack Rayburn. Here's the punt. It's a long, high punt. So touchdown about 35. It's waved away. It bounces back to the 30, then the 25, and will finally be called dead at the 22-yard line of Harrisburg. That is where the Tigers, led by Hunter Headley, will take over.
That's kind of odd for the Gorman to do that on the special teams. A little bit of confusion there. That's not,
Jason Poppia has a very crisp team. Demands a lot from the kids as far as knowing what's going on, and so that is highly unusual just for the
team. He expects that, and they should deliver, and that's interesting what happened there. But
Harrisburg will come out 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line, 23-yard line is where they officially place the ball. Headley in shotgun, eye back, here's the snap, play action, fires the ball right side, and Amon Legacy runs into, that was Trey Jones, runs into the intended receiver, but the ball was in no man's land.
No, Evan Way wasn't catchable.
So 2nd and 10. The passing has not really been a strong suit for either team so far in the first couple of possessions.
He's thrown, 3 passes now tonight, and I'll just see what the quarterback does here, but Headley, I'm a little leery with his arm tonight. We'll see what he does.
2nd and 10, Headley in shotgun, trips right from the left hash, hands it off to the lone back. Rolling out to the right side is Jack Anderson, breaks past the Gorman defense, and that just might be a Tiger first down. We'll see where the spot is. It should be about a 10-yard run.
Yep, Anderson on the run. Looks like they're going to...
I think they're going to get a first down call from one official, and they're moving the sticks. So first down, Harrisburg, first touchdown of the game for either team. And here the Gorman crowd just below us. Fantastic turnout from both sides.
This side's full over here.
Headley in shotgun, stammers a little bit, but hands it off to Anderson after the snap. Anderson dives forward, picks up another 5 yards.
Right up the middle.
Not including the loss of about 5 yards in the beginning of the game. That should be about 15 yards.
Bench stock on the tackle.
As if we're not counting the negative yards, I suppose. Bring up 2nd down, and they're going to say 6 to go for Harrisburg. Ball on their own 37-yard line. Just under 9 to play here in the first quarter as Headley's in shotgun, puts the receiver in motion from right to left, fakes the handoff to him, instead pitches it up forward to Jack Anderson. Not Jack Anderson. That was number 46 on the carry, Sam Louse. He's going to dive forward, pick up about 5 yards, and we'll see if they give him the first down again. 5 or 6 yards depending on the spot. And they're going to say that is a first down. So gain of 6 for Harrisburg and another Tiger first down.
That was quick first down there, 2 plays and they had it. So,
and we knew that Harrisburg has a good running game, and they're really starting to show it here. Great blocking from the O-line as well.
Harrisburg's driving the ball right now, so Gorman has to contain here.
Headley under center, strong right side, handoff to Anderson. He goes over to the weak side on the left from the right hash, picks up about 6 yards before he's brought down. And again, depending on the spots, he's kind of been placing it back just a little bit depending on where he's at, and they're going to say yes, gain of 6 for Anderson. Trey Jones stepping up from the safety position, by the way, making that tackle.
Coming up and
2nd and 4 for Harrisburg from their own 49-yard line. Here's the snap play action to Anderson. Headley finds his receiver over the top, and that will be Jack Rayburn for a first down and gain of 5. Whistle, and that'll be a timeout for O'Gorman. What confusion, yes. Timeout O'Gorman. 7:55 on the board here in the first quarter. Bob Burns, Dakota Ball 39. Nobody has scored as of yet. So we're going to step aside. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Financial Benefits Company philosophy is to develop a secure retirement plan for our clients by striving to live up to the promise. Safe principal, positive return. John Fritsch can be reached at 605-334-8086. Financial Benefits Company is a proud sponsor of Lamb Catholic Radio.
McGuire Iron is a family-run operation that values all of their co-workers and customers. McGuire Iron and the Jones family pride themselves in taking their faith life into their business life. That's why they are proud to support the Sioux Falls Catholic School System in all their events and activities. McGuire Iron and the Jones family would like to wish all O'Gorman sports teams good luck this season. Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. Bob Burns, Dakota Ball 39. Harrisburg with the ball after a Gorman timeout. It's 1st and 10 from the OG 45. Headley is in shotgun, one back, spread receivers, and a penalty flag before the snap. Mr. Johnson, what did you see?
Offside on Harrisburg. The wide receiver, I think, jumped on the outside there.
That's 2 penalties for Harrisburg. And we'll bring up 1st and 15 now in the middle of the field in the left hash.
Hey, Harrisburg's shaking it up here, aren't they?
They are. You know, it's been interesting watching them play a very strong running game. And
different type of offense.
Yeah, very weird offense, if I'm being honest. Here's the snap from Headley, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, rolls up left. Nobody in front of him as he runs down the left sideline. First down and then some. He's finally pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And that will be another tremendous first down for the Tigers. Trey Jones luckily has the legs to reach.
He took off. He took off like a rabbit there. He took on the left side in the end. He saw that hole and he ran. Headley's got speed, I'll say that.
Absolutely. From what I hear, his arm isn't the greatest, but obviously has the legs. 1st and 10 for Harrisburg on the O'Gorman 22. Now still in the left hash. Headley in shotgun, one back, takes a snap, keeps it himself, rolls up left side of the center, picks up almost a first down. That'll be gain of about 9 yards, we'll say. Again, Headley with the legs and even bowled over an O'Gorman linebacker.
Zach Norton on the tackle.
Gain of 9, 2nd down and 1 for the Tigers.
O'Gorman probably pretty quickly needs to come up with a solution to that run game.
It's two quarterback keepers in a row here for Harrisburg.
O'Gorman playing things very close. Here's the handoff to Anderson up the middle, and this time the Knights are able to hold him to only about 2 yards. That will still be enough for a Harrisburg first down.
Number 7,
Penn Johnson on the tackle along with Noah Reeves.
Penn Johnson, another one of those players that's improved vastly from last year.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a totally different person.
Yeah, both of them, Iman and Penn.
So fresh set of downs for Harrisburg from the Knights 11. The entire Harrisburg squad steps up, looks at the sideline.
Looks like a change of play.
Down. Anderson will move from the right side of Headley to the left. 2 receivers on the right, 1 to the left. Ball in the middle of the field. Here's the fake handoff to Anderson. Headley will keep it himself and reach the line of scrimmage, but go no further.
Noah Reeves there contained as the end came in and contained and held him there. So If he wasn't there, he was taken off.
They'll bring up second down, and they went ahead and gave him 1 yard, it looks like. So 2nd and 9 for Harrisburg. Headley, lone man in the backfield, in shotgun, 2 receivers to his left and his right. Puts 1 left receiver in motion, takes the handoff, keeps it himself, rolls out left, 1 player to beat, and he's going to be throwing it down very hard and out of bounds for a gain of nothing.
Yeah, maybe a loss.
Looks like that was Trey Jones on the tackle.
Yep.
And just a vicious tackle there by the senior.
But Headley got some. He just put his shoulder pad down and took off.
That'll be 3rd down and 10 now for Harrisburg. Still on the O'Gorman 11. Headley in shotgun. Anderson with him in the backfield. Takes a snap, looks to pass, fires the ball into the left corner of the end zone. Left inside corner, that is. Anderson gets the catch, and yes, touchdown Harrisburg.
He was wide open.
Wide open, and the only question was he down before he rolled in the end zone? They said no, so Harrisburg puts the first points on the board of Dakota Bowl 39. On the kick, the PAT for the Tigers is number 91, Malik Noor. Check that. They're changing up to number 34, Brady Schultz. Here's the snap, the place, the kick, and through the uprights, no problem. Make that 7 points for Harrisburg as they lead the Knights with 5:43 left here in the first quarter. We're going to step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Think Kaladi's Bistro is just a coffee shop? Think again. Kaladi's now serves everything from daily breakfast to Sunday brunch, lunch fare, and dinner dishes. Kaladi's offers full table service and has dinner specials from Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. They are located off of 26th in Minnesota. Kaladi's Bistro is locally owned and has something for everyone.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field, the 39th annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. And hey, a special shout out to Max Carey back at our station, our board operator tonight, doing a fantastic job. He finally found the bumpers I was looking for. Max, keep up the good work. So Harrisburg coming off of the very nice drive and the first points of the game, lead the Knights 7-0, 5:42 in the clock here in the first quarter. And Dan, what else can you say? It was just a great drive by Harrisburg.
Great drive, and they picked the linebacker there, and that's why he was wide open there when you go back and look. And it was good play calling by Harrisburg.
John White will kick this thing off for Harrisburg. Back to receive for the Knights, Trey Jones, number 3, Amon Legacy, number 15. Legacy will get it after he bats it down, picks the ball up at the 10, rolls around the left sideline. He breaks past the 30 as he's trying to gain every last yard he can. Finally pushed out of bounds after 2 more yards. The ball should be placed at about the Gorman 32.
He didn't give up at all. He kept his legs over there like he's taught. He kept going. He got a couple extra yards there.
By the way, if you're enjoying tonight's game, remember that Lamb Catholic Radio is 100% donor-supported. Even me and Dan Johnson are volunteer. And we ask that you consider donating to Lamb Catholic Radio to keep us on the air. Your generosity of this ministry helps us to bring you O'Gorman Knights events and local and national Catholic programming. We thank you for your consideration. O'Gorman Knights with the ball now. Isaac Struck in shotgun, looks to pass to start things off. Fires the ball down the middle. It falls in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That's Kenyon Bauer. Kind of fell into his hands, rolled out, and almost could have been picked off by the Tigers.
Almost. It bounced way up, and I think 3 Harrisburg defenders went diving for it, and they just about had an interception there.
Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Knights on the ball, on the 31-yard line, Ball is the 31-yard line.
And we're going west into the sun here, so...
Sun is starting to set, but still a factor, at least for the next, I'd say, half hour.
Oh, yeah.
Venture a guess?
Gorgeous evening here in Sioux Falls.
Struck in shotgun, spread receivers, looks to pass again. Heavy pressure, and he will be sacked back at the 24-yard line. The Harrisburg defensive line brought it that time, and Struck didn't have anywhere to go as he was pinched from both sides.
Jacob Larson on the sack for Harrisburg. He's a 5'6", 200-pound junior.
And what's interesting about this Harrisburg team is, a fair amount of seniors, but also a fair amount of younger kids, juniors and sophomores.
26 seniors on the team.
And 99 kids, I think we said, went out for football this year in Harrisburg?
At media day, I believe so.
The 3rd and 16 for the Knights. Struck wants to pass again. This time finds Legacy at about the 25-yard line, and that will maybe be a gain of 1 on the reception.
1 yard. Gorman's going to have to punt here.
The Knights struggling early against the Harrisburg Tigers as the punt unit steps on to kick it away back into the hands of the Tigers. And Isaac Struck will have to put a little bit more power on this ball. The returners for Harrisburg are standing at about the 40-yard line. That is their own 40-yard line. Returning for the Harrisburg Tigers is...
And he's on the 12-yard line punting, so...
That's right. Joert and Rayburn back to punt. It's a nice kick. Ends up at about the 40-yard line. It's picked up by Rayburn. He rolls around the right side. Nobody in front of him, but Isaac Struck steps in, goes for the legs, and, Rowert with the return. He is brought down at the O'Gorman 30-yard line.
Nice tackle by Struck there. He read that all the way. He contained, he stayed back, he did his job as a safety, and he cut through there and he got him.
Unfortunately for the Knights is that ended up only being a gain there. I should say pushing the Harrisburg Tigers back about 5 yards.
22-yard gain on that run.
The ball is officially placed at the 33-yard line. That is where Hunter Headley and the Tiger offense will go back to work. Headley in shotgun, one back, talks to his receivers a little bit as Rayburn goes from right to left. 2 receivers now on the left, one on the right from the right hash. Headley from the Knights 33. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looks to throw and fires it right at the middle. Short little pass into the hands of Fuller. Fuller's going to fall down after a gain of about 2 yards.
They like to go in motion, Harrisburg.
Bring it second down and go ahead.
A lot of different formations.
Keeping the Knights guessing, really. It almost looks like the Knights aren't totally sure what they need to do on some of these formations.
He's throwing Coach Pomick off here on the defense. He's shaking it up.
Second and 9 for Harrisburg. On the Knights' 32-yard line. Here's the handoff and the fake pass. Anderson will dive forward and pick up about 3 yards.
Binstock and Niederhouse on the tackles.
It'll be 3rd and 5 now for Harrisburg. Creeping up on Knights territory. Now the Knights' 28-yard line. Anderson's going to sprint back to the sideline. Check count the number of players, and looks like Harrisburg, everybody's there. Empty backfield except for the quarterback in shotgun. Headley looks to pass, keeps it himself. Flag. No, he's going to throw it after he crosses the line of scrimmage, and that'll be incomplete, but yes, a flag in the backfield.
Looks like we got a holding on the offense. 61 is what I'm guessing.
And that almost looked like it could have been an illegal pass, too.
Yeah, he was up there, but it was holding right away. That flag, right after he got the ball, he threw that flag right away.
Right you are.
So we'll take it back.
Let's get the official call here.
Fine. 4th down.
So some good calls there by Jason Poppigo. It'll be interesting to see what Harrisburg does here on the Knights' 28-yard line. 4th and 5 for Harrisburg, and they are certainly going to go for it.
They're going to go for it.
Here's Headley in shotgun. Anderson in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Ball on the right hash. The Tigers look up at their own sideline, getting the call. 10 seconds on the play clock.
A little confusion on the offense.
Headley gets his team ready. He's got 5 seconds.
3.
Takes the snap, drops back pass. He's looking left, now right. He's dancing around, sees an opening. The Knights are crashing in. Headley still wants to pass though. Rolling back around right. Looks like he might want to keep it. Oh, he's going to throw it away down the right sideline. It goes out of bounds and incomplete. That almost could have been caught inbounds.
But he was out.
And yes, absolutely. Anderson, I believe, that was down on the right sideline, almost in the corner of the end zone, but he had a couple Knights back there to break up the play just in case.
He should take over at the 28-yard line. Did you see the pressure the Knights had on him? He was running. He was running for his life.
Yeah.
3 Knights after him right there to get him. And
so good defensive effort for the Knights and some lucky penalty. Gives the Knights the ball back at their own 28. 1st and 10, Struck in shotgun spread receivers, drops back, kicks it to Penn Johnson left side. He picks up the 1st down with the reception. It's brought down at the Knights' 42-yard line after a big hit on quarterback, number 26, Peyton Voss.
And there just ran the slant coming across. wide open.
So Knights their first down in a long time. 2:23 on the clock right now here in the first quarter. Harrisburg leads 7-0, and Struck takes the snap. Pitches it to Legacy. Legacy rolls right on the sweep, cuts up field, and is sandwiched with a big bear hug after he gains about 2 yards. And I would almost say Legacy probably should have kept going instead of cutting inside, just because that's what worked for him against Aberdeen Central last week.
Warzeka, maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong, but for the Knights, look. Is there a flag down?
It looks like an injury timeout of some kind on the field, or an official timeout at least.
I see a flag laying over there on the sideline.
Oh yes, yep, there it is.
On the 49. So the referees are conferring what the penalty here, and
would be a gain of 2 if the penalty is not against O'Gorman.
They're having a conference.
It looks like it might be on O'Gorman, just looking at the confidence on Harrisburg head coach Brandon White. Hopefully about ready to figure out what this call will be. Let's take it to the field.
Yes, it's against O'Gorman.
Sounds like it was unsportsmanlike conduct on OG.
Well, the way he put his hands up, unsportsmanlike, but I didn't catch who it was.
Yeah, I didn't catch the number. I didn't catch the description
22.
either. That is going to push the Knights back
on Max Tibbetts.
And Max Tibbetts looks like it. They'll push him back, 15 yards, I believe?
Yeah.
Second down and 23 for the Knights. Struck in shotgun, fires Penn Johnson left side. It's in his hands and falls out at the 43. It will fall incomplete. Great effort by Penn Johnson, just didn't grab it before he turned upfield.
Brings up third down for the Knights. A long third down. 23 yards to go for the first down. About the same area where Harrisburg turned the ball over on fourth down.
The Knights looking at 3rd and 23 from the right hash on their own 28-yard line. Struck and shotgun, split receivers to either side. Amon Legacy in the backfield. Struck will fake hand it off and then keep it himself, dive up the middle. And Amon Legacy kind of puts up his hands like what was going on there. I think he thought he was supposed to get the ball.
I think so. I think a little confusion about a yard and a half pickup. They're giving him a yard.
They'll bring up 4th down
22.
And 22 from the 30. And while we have a chance, let's take it down to our sideline reporter, Alex. Hi, Alex. What's the sideline feeling like down there for the O'Gorman Knights?
It's not what you want right now. We had the crowd and the momentum going at the start of the game with being at Dakota Bowl and introducing the new uniforms. But right now, Harrisburg has come out and punched O'Gorman in the face, and they're not responding well. Things do not look good on the sidelines. Energy's starting to die down. You got a good crowd. If they can get a couple good plays in here, they can get this momentum back. But right now, it is not looking good for us as far as the momentum and the feeling on the sideline.
All right, Alex.
Back to you.
Alex, thank you very much. And while Alex was giving us that sideline analysis, Struck, nice punt. And the ball was placed down about the 36-yard line. Not much of a return this time for Rollert.
We can't give up them returns.
So Harrisburg with probably some of the worst field position of the game so far on their own 36. It's 1st and 10. Here's Hunter Headley in shotgun. He's got 2 backs this time, 2 receivers to his left from the middle of the field. Fakes the handoff, throws it left, but getting a hand on it over on the left side of the line is number 5 for O'Gorman, That is Riley Caton. He called his number quite a bit this past basketball season. He's really starting to prove himself on the football field as well. Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, he plays in and out, comes in and out. One thing O'Gorman doesn't have is a lot of guys going both ways. So
2nd and 10 from their own 36. Headley's going to keep himself wide open middle and picks up a first down. Gain of 10 on the QB keeper.
He's right up the middle. Them linemen they're doing their job.
And this is kind of weird because when I was watching film, it looked like Harrisburg maybe was going to have kind of a soft offensive line just from what I saw against Pierre, but that is not the case tonight.
They didn't give him a first down.
Oh, you're right.
Short, 3rd and short.
3rd and inches
Yes.
Generous spots are not happening out for Harrisburg. Here's the handoff to Anderson. Anderson finds a hole up the middle, rolls right now after picking up the first down, breaks one tackle on Trey Jones, and is finally brought down by a squad of Knights in O'Gorman territory at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, that was a gang tackle there by the Knights, about 5-6 of them there. First down for Harrisburg.
Harrisburg marching down the field yet again. 48 seconds left here in the first quarter. Knights trail 7-0 on the Harrisburg Tigers in the Bob Burns Dakota Bowl 39.
For less than a minute here in the first.
Fresh set of downs as Headley steps over to talk to Jack Rayburn, his wide receiver on the right. He's got two receivers on either side, puts Rayburn in motion. Here's the handoff to Rayburn. He sweeps left, cuts up field, picks up about 5 yards as he dives forward, maybe for 1 or 2 more. They're going to say a gain of 5 this time for Rayburn.
He's at the 43-yard line. But Harrisburg is really changing up, and you can see Harrisburg's a strong team. I mean, they're very strong. They turn it up, and when they run the ball, they put their shoulder pad down, and he digs in.
A very experienced team at that. I mean, you've got how many returning seniors? 26 returning seniors, I believe. That will be the end of the quarter. After one quarter of play, the Knights trail the Harrisburg Tigers 7-0 in Bob Burns Dakota Bowl 39. We're going to step aside. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. They were founded in Humboldt, South Dakota. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. John can be reached at 605-231-0830 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies. From rosaries and medals to books and Bibles, Crossroads is here with materials to help individuals in their walk with Christ. Crossroads also features a large line of personalized gifts that are great for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, or any special occasion. Crossroads Book and Music, 41st Street and Grange Avenue in Sioux Falls.
Welcome back to Bob Burns Dakota Bowl 39 here at Howard Wood Field. Start of the second quarter, the O'Gorman Knights are trailing the newcomers and the Harrisburg Tigers 7-0. And Dan, not a good start for the Knights.
No, it's not. And I'm not sure what's going on. They're getting a little shook up on defense here, and they're kind of in and out, and they're kind of getting confused. Maybe that's the word I should say.
And what did you see for rushing yards on those stats for the first quarter?
Harrisburg had 82, the O'Gorman Knights -1.
That's rushing stats. Knights have had a few passing plays. I didn't get the exact number on that, but O'Gorman usually has a very strong running game. Just not seeing it so far here tonight.
Passing, they're what? Not too many, 15. That's.
But Harrisburg starting things here in the second quarter. 2nd and 6. Here's a dive up the middle.
The total offense are at 103 to our 18.
Anderson picking up about 3 more yards for the Tigers. Will bring up 3rd down and about 2.
But Henley's run 49 yards.
As a quarterback.
He's averaging 8.2 here in the first quarter.
Ball on the 39-yard line. Harrisburg now moving from my right to my left as the sun starts to set a little bit here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Here's Headley in shotgun, puts a man in motion, fakes the handoff, but hands it up to the I-back, and Anderson. Anderson is going to be held at the line of scrimmage and pushed back a few yards before he hits the turf. Be a gain of 0, and will force 4th and 2 for the Tigers.
Nick Millian, he contained. He came up from the safety spot, and he tackled him, and he took him back for the loss.
Headley is going to go for it here. Hand off to Anderson. He picks up the first down, and rolls up left. Breaks one tackle before he finally was brought down at the Knights' 26-yard line. It took the risk, and it paid off this time. The Knights held the Tigers on a 4th down scenario later in the first quarter. This time,
Anderson didn't give up at all.
He didn't.
He did not give up at all. He had that second drive there, and that's what picked him up the extra 3-4 yards.
So. I mean, you look at Jack Anderson. He's a 6 foot, 190-pound senior. Just nothing but muscle, and keeps his legs moving. constantly.
Yeah. And that's a true football player.
So they'll bring up 1st and 10 for Harrisburg from the Knights' 26-yard line. Headley in shotgun, Anderson next to him, spread receivers. Here's the snap. Headley keeps it himself, dives forward, kind of jukes past the Oklahoma defense like they don't see it coming.
It's kind of like he threaded the needle right there. He kind of zigged through there, and he picked up just like 5 yards, just kind of.
The fact that they were going to give him 7 yards on that carry. And Headley, I mean, a great quarterback. I mean, nothing but good things from about Headley. I mean, that's what I've been hearing. He's 5'11", 140 pounds, so not the biggest guy. He's just really quick. Headley wants to pass, tries for the right corner. Nothing happening there. Ahead of his receiver just a little bit. And Headley took a nasty hit there just as he let the ball go.
Binstock tackled him right there.
They bring up 3rd down and 3 for Harrisburg, still in the Knights' 19-yard line. Harrisburg on the left hash.
Okay, he's third and short on the 18-yard line. I think he's going to put it up in the end zone again.
I think you're probably right.
I think he's going to go for the corner again.
Headley, no man in the backfield, 2 receivers either side. Takes his time, 8 seconds on the play clock. Puts 1 receiver in motion. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, dives up the middle. That should be short of the 1st down.
Gained a yard. 4th and 3 here.
In fact, I don't even know if they're going to give him a yard on that. Looks like they said he didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
On the 18-yard line, 18 and a half.
So they're going to say 4th and 3 for Harrisburg, and they're going to go for it yet again. This is the 3rd time Harrisburg has been forced to go for it on 4th down just because of the short distance.
Last time they didn't make it. This time we'll see what they do.
Headley under center, 2 backs. Here's the snap, rolls out right, wants the pass, looking to the end zone, fires it to the right corner of the end zone, and out throws his receiver. They're going to say it was caught. Diving out of the playing field is number 20 on the Harrisburg roster, Nick Shirado, excuse me. That is completed as he just kept his 2 feet in the field, as he was diving out. I couldn't quite see it to say if that was a good call or not.
In the far corner on the 4-yard line.
On the 4-yard line, 1st down, right hash, handoff up the middle to Anderson. He dives forward, fights past the O'Gorman defense, and touchdown Harrisburg. That's a 2nd rushing touchdown for Jack Anderson and the Harrisburg Tigers, now extending their lead 13-0 with 9:15 on the clock in the 2nd quarter of Dakota Bowl 39.
Yeah, he was all muscle there. He just ran right up the gut and took it right in. That was agility.
Attempting the extra point, number 24, John White for Harrisburg. Here's the snap, the place, the kick, low pressure from OG, but it goes through the uprights and good, making the score 14-0. Still 9:15 on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. Let's step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Think Kaladi's Bistro is just a coffee shop? Think again. Kaladi's now serves everything from daily breakfast to Sunday brunch, lunch fare, and dinner dishes. Kaladi's offers full table service and has dinner specials from Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. They're located off of 26th in Minnesota. Kaladi's Bistro is locally owned and has something for everyone.
Welcome back to Dakota Bowl 39 here at Howard Wood Field. The sun is starting to set here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, but not on the game. I mean, literally, with the earth and whatnot. 9:15 left in the 2nd quarter, and coming off of a 2nd touchdown and extra point by the Harrisburg Tigers, extend their lead 14-0. And Dan, Knights are having a tough time with this Tigers offense.
It's everything Harrisburg. Every aspect of the game is in Harrisburg's favor right now.
Knights back to return. Number 3, Trey Jones. Number 15, Amon Legacy. It's going to go to Legacy on the left after the kick. Catches it about the 8-yard line. Heads up field past the 20-25. Spins and picks up a couple more yards before he hits the turf. We're going to spot that about the 29-yard line. That is where Isaac Struck, 6'2", 170-pound senior, will get his offense trying to move down this field, which, they've also had a hard time even doing anything on O.
Gorman needs to get it together here, and we need to score. This is something where here we are in the 2nd quarter, 9 minutes go in the 2nd quarter. We need to make something happen here.
Knights from middle of the field on the 29. He's struck his shotgun, hands it off to Legacy. No fake handoff. Heads up the field, runs into the back of his center, and makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
A little bit of mix up there. The center's blocking, and he probably got pushed back. And we have to contain that line. We have to hold that line.
And really, that's what's coming down to is the Knights just aren't winning the line of scrimmage.
No, they're not. You know, we have maybe one player go back and forth. Harrisburg has 5 going both ways.
Second and 10 from the Knights 29. Struck in shotgun, takes the snap, fires the long ball. Hail Mary down the right side of the field. Canyon Bauer gets the ball under Harrisburg 30-yard line. Falls forward for a few more yards. And we're going to stop the ball at the Harrisburg 24. And that could be the momentum the Knights need.
We needed that spark. That's what we're getting at. We needed to do something, and Canyon Bauer is the one that can do it.
Canyon Bauer obviously was a standout last year. He had a great game against
as a sophomore.
As a sophomore, just a junior this year.
Yeah.
And stepping up for the first time tonight. That's the first play he's really been involved in. First and 10 for the Knights from the right half from the Harrisburg 24. Here's a handoff to Legacy. He sweeps left, trying to break a block. He's going to cut past one defender, breaks past the 20, and a couple of Harrisburg players falling over the top of him. We're going to spot the ball at the 14. That'll be a gain of 8 yards for Legacy.
Logan Borsheka on the tackle. You see him how he cut it back and gained another 2 or 3 yards? Last year he didn't do that.
No. It was a fast cut. It wasn't kind of a slow, lackadaisical. I don't want to use lackadaisical. That's a mean word, kind of. But it was just a very sharp, aggressive running there from Legacy.
He had desire to run and play this year. I think that's the big key right there.
Second and 2, struck in shotgun, screen right. It's caught by Trey Jones. He's going to run right, dives for the end zone, and he will be just short of that end zone.
It's Tibbetts.
Excuse me, that was Max Tibbetts. I apologize. 2, not 3. I'm getting used to the new letters here. Max Tibbetts with a tremendous gain. Be about 13-yard gain for the senior.
Max Tibbetts is kind of a sleeper for us.
So first and 1 to go for the Knights. Goal line here's the handoff up the middle, and touchdown O'Gorman. Raising his hands in the air after he dives into the end zone, number 32, Evan Witchery, puts the first points on the board for the O'Gorman Knights. And Dakota ball 39. Evan Witchery is kind of their big fullback player this year. Kind of stepped in for the missing Sam Burnison after graduation.
Yeah, but Evan, he put his head down and he dug and he went right in.
Andrew Pujato on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up and good. The O'Gorman Knights are staying in this thing 14-7 as they trail the Harrisburg Tigers and injecting a little bit of life into the entire O'Gorman community. 7:31 on the clock in the second quarter. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies. From rosaries and medals to books and Bibles, Crossroads is here with materials to help individuals in their walk with Christ. Crossroads also features a large line of personalized gifts that are great for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, or any special occasion. Crossroads Book and Music, 41st Street and Grange Avenue in Sioux Falls.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. O'Gorman Knights putting up a touchdown against the Harrisburg Tigers in Dakota Bowl 39, 14-7 now.
Is that about 5 plays?
I'd say so, yeah.
About 5 plays and about 60 yards, I believe.
Thanks to the Struck-Bauer connection.
Minute and a half on the clock. They just drove that ball there. It was a great pass play to Canyon and to Tibbetts down there on the 2-yard line. He got the ball to him. They got open.
So the Knights having a little bit extra, it's a little bit of fire finally.
We needed it.
On this team, they needed it so badly.
Needed that really bad.
We'll kick off to Harrisburg. Back to return for the Tigers is Jack Rayburn, but that's not going to go very far. Squib kick to the 25, and as he caught it, put a knee on the ground. That is where the ball will spot. I'm curious as to why Poppinga is kicking these little squib kicks and not back into the end zone, because we certainly know that his kicker, Connor Pavelko, can put it back there.
Oh yeah, he's got the leg. We've seen him, but I'm not sure what the game plan. That might be one question for Alex to ask him sometime. What kicking short like that.
So Harrisburg will go back to work. Hunter Headley, the senior quarterback, third-time starter for the Tigers. In shotgun, Anderson in the backfield. Handoff goes to Anderson. Dives forward, jukes and jives a little bit, and picks up about 2 yards.
Witchery on the tackle.
Check that. They're going to go ahead and give him 3 yards. Ever Witchery putting up the first touchdown of the night for the Oklahoma Knights. Again, at that halfback, fullback kind of, it's kind of hard to know exactly what to call the popping offense, but he's kind of been the big man running back for the Knights so far this year. 2nd down and 7 for Harrisburg now on their own 28-yard line. Here's the snap. Hand off to Anderson. Anderson breaks 1 tackle, picks up a couple more yards on the carry. A gain of 3 more. Bring up 3rd down and 4, but a flag on the field.
A little bit about Evan Wheatrey. You know, he's a junior. He's 6 foot, 200 pound. His favorite food. Went to Coach Paprika last week and get some information on these young men. His favorite food is pizza, and his aspirations in life after high school to take over his grandma's farm in Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah.
Aspiring farmer from Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I think that's very good.
I find that especially impressive. I mean, considering my full-time position is a farm insurance underwriter, I find that especially awesome because not a lot of people really get into it.
No. Young men and women don't want to farm these days.
Which is too bad because that's such an important, such an important commodity, especially here in South Dakota. So face mask penalty on the Knights will be 5-yard penalty. Give Harrisburg a 1st down, and that pitch to Anderson is going to be cut very short.
Penn Johnson on that.
Penn Johnson sweeping it over from the right outside linebacker position into the backfield and causing Anderson to lose 4 yards.
He didn't fall for it. He contained and followed it right out on that sweep and made the tackle. Good play by Penn Johnson.
Penn Johnson kind of making up for that face mask, I suppose.
Yeah.
Clock running past 6 minutes here in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 14 for Harrisburg on their own 32. Headley in shotgun, puts a man in motion, takes the handoff, drops back to pass, looking down the middle of the field, fires it away, and just over the head of his intended receiver. Pass was intended for number 20, Nick Shirado.
We got a flag.
And another flag on the field, yes.
Finstock, I don't know if they had a late hit on the quarterback, but Finstock got the quarterback there, but we got a flag, so.
Take to the field and see what we got.
I think it's going to be on the Harrisburg. They're going to march you back, so we got a holding.
Yep, it's going to be on Harrisburg. Well, Gorman wants to decline.
Make it 3rd and long.
Get the call here.
Illegal man downfield.
That was number 68, Sean Enns.
Not supposed to be down there.
If you're a big man, you don't go downfield.
You got to stay home.
They'll bring up 3rd down and 14 after the declined penalty and the missed pass by Harrisburg. And the Tigers want to take a timeout to talk things over.
Well, with 5.5 to go in the halftime here, this is kind of a 3rd and long. They haven't been in this situation tonight yet, so this is kind of interesting. So
the Oklahoma Knights starting to finally put on some pressure on the Harrisburg Tigers, so we'll see what they can do with it with the final 6 minutes-ish left here in this 2nd quarter. By the way, coming up shortly after this quarter, we'll have your Knights halftime show sponsored by your Knights of Performance Field agents Jason Lewis and Keith Dickelman. We're going to have an extra long edition of Inside O'Gorman tonight just because of the traditional long halftime show here at Howard Wood Field for Dakota Bowl. But we're going to have a special treat. Our Inside O'Gorman edition will be live with Father Joe Schulten.
Joseph Schulten. Yep.
O'Gorman grad.
O'Gorman grad, and hopefully he gets up here, so I might have to go look for him.
Yeah, call him or something. But we're going to hear about his recent ordination. If you haven't heard, 3 priests have recently been ordained from O'Gorman High School out of the 6 men ordained priests here in the Diocese of Sioux Falls this past May or June, I believe.
Early June.
Early June, there you go. Both teams back on the field from the timeout. 3rd and 14. Harrisburg in shotgun. Headley looks to pass, fires it down the right sideline, and the ball is caught on the number 4. Ball is caught by number 20, Nick Shirado.
Pan on the tackle.
He is going to be short of the 1st down.
4th and 8.
A gain of about 7 on that pass.
Harrisburg's first punt of the night.
They put the ball on the Harrisburg 38-yard line. That's where Logan Warshka?
I don't want to butcher.
We'll say War. Nick War, how about? Logan War, excuse me. Now I can't get the first name right. We apologize for any Logan War fans out there. Here's the punts. Back to return for the Knights is Trey Jones. Fair catch is called. He's going to pick it up on 30 after the bounce, but they're going to have to put him back. Called for the fair catch there, bud. That means they're going to spot it on the O'Gorman 31-yard line. Knights have 5:06 to work with here in the second quarter to try to tie it up. Harrisburg leading 14-7.
Way to kind of fake him out. That's a flag that I was going to say, because when you call a fair ball and you take off with it, that's a penalty, and they just finally called that now.
And we did see that last year. That was actually a questionable call from last year, where you may remember a certain referee at an O'Gorman game who happens to have a vested interest in Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. I know him, but I won't mention his name. Called that penalty. Yep. Fans weren't happy about it, but he was 100% right.
He is. You can't do that.
Yeah,
I was wondering why the flag wouldn't come out, but then the umpire came in from the Harrisburg side, so the coach must have said something to him.
And it's not always called, because it's kind of one of those little-known rules, honestly.
But he didn't even attempt to catch it. He let it bounce, and then they bounced to him and then took off.
So after the penalty, the Knights will get it on their own 26. Here's Struck in shock and hands it out to Legacy. He dives up the middle, and nothing doing this time. Might even be a loss of 1.
Yeah.
Kind of dove into the pile.
Everybody was there.
Keep the ball at the line of scrimmage for 2nd and 10.
Caden come out. Trey Jones goes in for the Knights. Kind of circulate them guys in and out.
Yeah, and it looks like Poppinga is maybe mixing up the offensive line just a little bit, trying to see if something else will work to get better coverage.
That's a good coach. Good coach will do that.
2nd down and 10 for the Knights, right in the middle of the field. Struck and shotgun, Legacy in the backfield, trips left, takes the snap, drops back to pass, short little blooper pass over on the 30. Ball is caught and brought down as Trey Jones. That'll be a gain of about 5 yards.
Trey came across from the left-hand side, just came straight across there, and he was covered pretty good, but he caught the ball.
Trey Jones, like we said earlier, a very fast and quick player. Not the biggest guy on the field, really by far, but certainly one of the fastest.
Let's see what they do here.
Struck and shotgun. Same formation as we saw last time. Takes a step back, throws it to Legacy over on the 30. Legacy will dive upfield, pick up the first down, and he's down at the 40. He ran. He did not dive. He ran. And is brought down at the 40-yard line after an O'Gorman Knights first down.
I like that Jack Snyder came up behind him and tried to help him.
Ball on the Knights 41. By the way, let's take a second for station identification. You're listening to Lamb Catholic Radio, KSTJ-LP, 104.3 FM, Juan Diego Catholic Radio in Sioux Falls, KSTJ 91.3 FM, Hartford, Madison, Mitchell, and Yankton. Here's the handoff. Legacy, left side, picks up the first down. Nobody in front of him, running down the sideline, but he's finally pushed out of bounds at the Harrisburg 25.
Way to cut out there and get there. We got a Harrisburg players down on one knee.
That is one of the linemen, number 61, Tanner Kipps.
He's limping off.
And correction, it looks like they are saying Legacy was originally pushed out of bounds at the Harrisburg 38-yard line. And so that is where they're going to spot the ball. Go ahead.
Kippis is a tackle, starting tackle on the defense. So
Knights going to work in Tiger territory. 1st and 10, Struck and shotgun, hands it off to Legacy. He dives up the middle this time. He'll pick up maybe a yard or 2. But again, just kind of running into the fray.
Okay, 3:11 to go here. Would be very, very nice if the Knights could put one up here with 3 minutes to go in the halftime and tie this puppy up.
And I think even just for the sake of morale, every Knights supporter is probably thinking the same thing.
Okay, at the end of the first quarter, like Ellie said, I think the morale was down pretty good, but they came back and scored pretty good right away. And here now we're driving again with 2:49 clock counting.
3rd and 7 for the Knights. Struck in shotgun, split receivers, takes the handoff to Legacy, fires the long ball down the right sideline. He's got Bauer, in and out of his hands, incomplete.
Bauer was wide open. He had him by 2 or 3 strides on the defense.
About everybody held their breath in as you heard, the sudden awe from the crowd. It brings up 3rd and 7 for the Knights. See, this is the fun part about Dakota Bowl. It's a huge crowd, and everybody is really into it. And it makes, for me, great soundtracking, picking up the background music from the crowd.
Both of us have vested interest in the Gorman. So, like most radio guys, announcers, they're not, for the teams, but we do.
3rd and 7, Struck looking to pass, kicks it left, first down after the catch by number 21, Nick Billion. That'll be a nice first down as Billion's finally forced down at the 18.
2.5 to go here in the first half. First down for the Knights on their own 18.
Gain of about 17 yards there for the Knights. They don't have very far to go, and they've got plenty of time to work with. As former head coach Steve Keeter would say, they've literally got all day with 2 minutes left.
2:20 is eternity here.
1st and 10 for the Knights on the 18. Here's the handoff to Legacy. Jukes and jives a little bit. Breaks one tackle. He might actually gain something this time. He's going to be thrown out of bounds. It should be thrown down just before he goes out of bounds.
Picked up about, what, 2-3 yards?
Yeah, we'll see.
Harrisburg's getting tired. You can see it. The defenses, they're getting up slow from the tackles.
And that's one of the biggest things, and we talked about that in pregame. Gorman really only rotates one person on either side. I mean, playing both sides, I should say. Harrisburg has 5 players playing both ways.
But you just see the Gorman, they came right back to the line right away. They are pumped right here. They know this. They can put this in.
2nd and 8 for OG from their own 16 from the left hash. Struck. Wide receivers spread out. Fires the long ball right corner of the end zone, and the ball is incomplete. That was Kenyon Bauer again in the right corner of the end zone.
But he was heavily defended good. He had 2 or 3 defenders on him.
He was, and I think as he gets up talking to the ref just a little bit, asking about the pass interference. Yeah, it looks like there's a little touching going on, but maybe nothing to get too worried about. But we got 3rd and 8.
Cole Teagan, great defensive move on Harrisburg.
One of the third-year starters for Harrisburg. Yeah. They've got 3 defensive.
So I would not go. I'd try to go the other side.
3rd down and 8 for the Knights. Here's the handoff to Legacy. Cuts it up over on the right side and will be brought down about 2 or 3 yards short of that first down. It's a nice little sweet play, excuse me.
4th down at the 11-yard line here. So do I sense field goal, or
do you bring out Andrew Pujato, who missed a couple in the first game, but you chalk it up to maybe nerves?
We're going for it.
Or do you go for it?
Minute 7 to go in half. We're going to go for it here.
Yep,
18 seconds on the clock.
See Struck and no Pujato.
Will he run it down and call timeout here? See what Harrisburg puts up for defense. We'll see what he does.
Goal line offense here for O'Gorman. Witchery is back. Here's the snap. And the pass to the right corner of the end zone. Kick it to the air. Tibbetts. He caught it. Is he in? Is he in? No. They're saying he is out. No good. And O'Gorman turns it over on 4th down.
Coach is saying he was pushed out.
We'll see the replay. Max Tibbetts went up for it and was falling backwards as he was kind of pushed out of bounds. I'm not going to say he was pushed out of bounds because he was falling out of bounds as he went up.
His momentum was taking him out.
Exactly. Good call by the officials on that.
We're not going to speculate on that one. It was a good move by the Knights there. Good move on Tibbetts to get up there.
And a good way of really burning down a lot of time as well. Only 44 seconds left here in the second quarter.
And deep, they're at on the 10.5-yard line here. We'll see what Harrisburg does. Will they put it up and do a Hail Mary here, or just kind of sit on it in 44 seconds?
The Headley's in shotgun. He's got 1 back, 2 receivers spread out to the right and 1 to his left. An extra man on the line. He's going to keep it himself. Runs over to the left side. A flag down as he's brought down at the 18-yard line.
I'm going to say holding on Harrisburg because he threw that right over there by the tackle. Like 65 or...
We will wait for the official call.
It is on. He's looking Harrisburg way. We're backing it up.
One more reminder, by the way, coming up at halftime. We're going to have a bit of an extended halftime show. Inside our corner, we're going to talk to recently ordained founder Joe Shilton live here in the studio. Granted, we can find him in the mass chaos in the field.
Like I said, I might have to go down and look for him.
If we don't hear from him, we've got plenty of other people here in the booth we can talk to. Who wants to talk on the radio?
We got another priest in the booth with us.
Who wants to talk to me? It's okay, I get it.
We're blessed to have Father Ed Anderson up here tonight with us in the booth. He's the priest over at Prince of Peace in Doherty Hospice Cottage.
So the holding penalty puts Harrisburg back 5 more yards. 1st and 15 for Harrisburg. Anderson gets the dive up the middle, and that should about run out the clock here in the second quarter. Let's see what Harrisburg has up their sleeves. Maybe they'll try one more.
I think they'll let it run out.
Both teams standing around. And we will see.
They'll let it run out.
Yep. Real quick, Mr. High, let's talk to you this quarter. Obviously a swing of momentum for O'Gorman. How are things starting to feel down there now?
Down here for the Knights. And things are looking good heading into the half. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Mr. High. He's actually on his way up here. We'll talk to him at halftime. After one half of play in Dakota Bowl 39, the O'Gorman Knights trailing the Harrisburg Tigers 14-7 here at Howard Wood Field. We're going to step aside for a few minutes. When we come back, we're going to have your Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Field agents, Jason Lewis and Heath Dickelman. We're going to break down what we saw in the first half. We'll have Inside O'Gorman and a scoreboard update, and of course, a look ahead at the second half of play of Bob Burns Dakota Bowl 39. That's all coming up right here on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Your family is not you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they are safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or an insurance analysis. Please call Jason Lewers at 605-270-3463 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has something for everyone. They offer a buffet featuring pizza and chicken. Pizza Ranch has daily specials as well as 5 party rooms and a dining area. They're located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Hi, this is Mark Conzemius. In 1987, Bishop Paul Dudley and a group of business leaders started the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota to help raise, manage, and distribute God's gifts as determined by donors' intent. 28 years later, we continue to grow their vision and legacy of faith. Many choose the Catholic Community Foundation for their charitable giving because of our commitment to Catholic, moral, and social values. Learn more about how you can leave a legacy of faith through the Catholic Community Foundation at 605-988-3788 or visit cfesd.org.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they are safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or an insurance analysis. Please call Jason Lewers at 605-270-3463 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
From the Lamb Catholic Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Halftime Show. Brought to you by Knights of Columbus Field Agents for Sioux Falls and the Southeast and South Dakota area, Jason Lewers and Heath Dickelman. Now with the Knights Halftime Show, here's Michael Promes and Dan Johnson.
Well, it was an interesting half for Dakota Bowl 39 here at Howard Wood Field. We laughed, we cried, we held our breath, and I'm exhausted already, but the O'Gorman Knights trail Harrisburg 7-14 here at half, and exciting game so far. I'm joined in the booth now by Alex High. Alex, you're down on the sideline. I mean, a lot of ups and downs. I mean, we could hear it in the crowd. We were feeling it ourselves being technically O'Gorman fans, because we're a radio station for O'Gorman. I mean, what were you getting down there? We saw a lot of weird stuff. What can you give us for a little report?
Yeah, I was actually down there talking to Connor Pavelko's dad, who's on the sidelines for both the games we've had thus far.
Kicker for O'Gorman.
Yeah, does the kickoffs. And he was telling me that on the game tape that we're watching, that Harrisburg last week had been trying some reverses with the two speedy guys that got returning kicks, so they're doing the squibs to kind of keep it out of those guys' hands and keep the ball in front of that trickery they're trying on that kickoff. So yeah, and then up and down as far as momentum. I think O'Gorman's got a little bit going. Harrisburg's offensive line is coming out really strong every play. As soon as the ball snapped, they're in O'Gorman's face. So O'Gorman's got to take over that line if they want to get back in the game.
And really what it comes down to is that line. I mean, O'Gorman's been defeated, honestly, at the line so far.
Definitely.
They have not won the line of scrimmage on many plays in this game.
Yeah, I think, again, like I said, if O'Gorman wants to take this one and win it, they got to be better on the line.
And that's basically simple as that, exactly. And they've really got to stop that run game from Harrisburg. I mean, that has been tenacious.
Yeah, they got a lot of speedy guys. Their quarterback, they're doing those motion things, a lot of jet sweep type action. It kind of reminded me a little bit of O'Gorman's old offense that they ran for decades. You know, put a man in motion, hand the ball off, and not a whole lot of passing, but the run game. It stopped that.
Kind of the O'Gorman offense of old, which is very interesting looking at the stats here for the current offense, O'Gorman offense under Jason Poppinga, who, while they are severely trailing Harrisburg as far as rush yards, they are severely leading Harrisburg in passing yards. O'Gorman only putting up 23 rush yards so far versus 124 for Harrisburg. 12 rushes for O'Gorman, 25 from Harrisburg. But the Knights have 129 passing yards versus Harrisburg's 35. And really, O'Gorman has excelled at the passing game, whereas Harrisburg really just doesn't have much of one to begin with.
Yeah, the passing game is what got O'Gorman back into this game with a drive. Max Tibbetts had a couple nice plays. Almost had that one in the end zone. His foot was out, but it was a tough call, and I think the refs made the right one there. But yeah, the passing game is what you got to do to get back in.
Absolutely. We'll take a look at some of the stats here coming up, but I want to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to hear from the O'Gorman grad and the recently ordained Father Joseph Schulten. He is in the studio with us for our newest edition of Inside O'Gorman. We're going to step aside for a few minutes, and we will have that coming right up. You're listening to the Knights Halftime Show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus field agents Jason Lures and Heath Dickelman on the on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming on Lamb Catholic Radio is provided by Financial Benefits Company in Sioux Falls, helping individuals and small businesses plan for retirement. The Financial Benefits Company philosophy is to achieve a secure retirement for their clients. Their phone number is 605-334-8086 and on the web at fbcjf.com. Thank you to Financial Benefits Company for sponsoring Lamb Catholic Radio.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. They were founded in Humboldt, South Dakota. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. John can be reached at 605-231-0830 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
So you're trying to decide what preschool or kindergarten is best for your child? At Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, you'll know you've brought them to the right place. They'll get lots of one-on-one attention, discover new things, and grow in their faith. Your child will get the support and encouragement they need with an education that stands apart from the rest. Our schools will help you make lifelong friendships and become part of our community. Because when you're here, you're home. You belong at Sioux Falls Catholic Schools.
Fairtex Inc. is a locally owned and operated tax and bookkeeping company serving Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. We prepare tax returns for individuals and businesses and provide a range of financial services for small businesses. Fairtex Inc. is located at 1727 South Cleveland Avenue and can be reached at 605-336-1669 and online at fairtexinc.com. Member NATP and NAEA.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they are safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or an insurance analysis. Please call Jason Lures at 605-270-3463 or Heath Dickelman at 605-35-DICKELMAN. 783 Knights of Columbus Insurance.
And welcome back to the Knights of Columbus Field Agents Jason Lures and Heath Dickelman Knights halftime show. It's halftime at Dakota Bowl 39. The Knights are trailing Harrisburg 14-7. And it's time for the newest edition of Inside O'Gorman, brought to you by the Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. And we have a special live edition of Inside O'Gorman. We're joined in the studio by the recently ordained Father Joseph Schulten, 2009 O'Gorman graduate. And Father, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Oh, wait, I turned your microphone off before I handed it to you. Absolutely. There we go. You're good. You're good.
Well, thanks for having me on, Michael. I really appreciate it. Excited to be on the radio with you guys here at the 39th annual Mount Burns Dakota Bowl.
So, Father, you're associate at St. Lambert with Father Young. You're one of my two priests. Tell me a little bit about, your experiences of you graduated Gorman in 2009. A little bit your high school days. When you were. What do you remember about Dakota Bowl back in high school? Let's start there.
Dakota Bowl was always such an exciting event, an exciting way to really kick off the school year. And really, it's not just, the football team, obviously, it's their moment to go out and do what's proud, but so many people contribute to the excitement of this day, whether it's the cheerleaders, the marching band who we're watching right now, performing their show for the year, as well as just all the students that come out and love that excitement. My first high school football game I've been to in, I think, 8 years. So it's very exciting for me to be back and see the younger generation step in. I think it's very fun.
So do you remember the crowd then? I mean, a little bit about the band. We can hear the band. I'm sorry. A little bit about, what do you think how it changed? How now 39 years into Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. Did you ever, when you were here, did you, look at the fans over here today and the tailgating going on, the mass with a good crowd at mass this afternoon, everything. So.
Yeah, no, it's really become a big event, and it's just exciting to get to be a part of once again. I was sitting with some parents for the first half, and I have to admit it was the first time I've watched a football game sitting down for. I don't know if I've ever done that. We were jumping up every now and again too, so that was good. Yeah, it's certainly grown. The tailgating's gotten just huge. And, it's really an all-day, very fun, very family-oriented event. So excited to be back for it.
So with the Dakota Bowl, when you were going through the seminary and everything, you said this was your first football game in 8 years. So what's your biggest memory? Let's go back to your biggest memory at O'Gorman High School.
I was a theater kid, so I guess my biggest memories all took place in the old auditorium that's now the wrestling and dance room. But I had a lot of good times on stage, backstage with friends from there, including Father Andy
Thuringer, who was ordained with me back in June, and along with Father our other classmate from OG and 3 other great priests for our diocese. So yeah, I'd have to say, the friends in the community that built up around theater and oral and so just some of those are great memories that I really love to go back to. And it's fun now seeing some classmates. I just ran into a couple of classmates that are here at the Dakota Bowl visiting as alumni as well.
Some of the old teachers that you had, I'm sure they're still around.
Oh yeah. Now I'm the chaplain at the junior high, and it's a little intimidating at first, seeing teachers that taught me and having to say mass and preach for them. But it's such a good community at O'Gorman that it's been a very smooth transition. Thanks be to God.
So how special was that on Wednesday? Wednesday you came to media day and said the prayer and everything, and you mentioned it. You said mass on Wednesday morning at O'Gorman High School. How special was that to go back to your high school where you attended
Mass every week for you to celebrate Mass for the very first time at O'Gorman High School?
Gosh, it was very, very special, Dan. You know, the Mass there, I can say nourished my faith, going to daily Mass there. And I wasn't a kid that went to daily Mass all the time at first, but there was just something, I don't know, it was maybe halfway through my sophomore year to the end of that year that just kind of tugged at me like, yeah, you should really be there. And so for whatever reason, I started to go, and on the Wednesdays, and then some of the other daily Masses over the lunch period, and yeah, I could see myself really easily back in their shoes, and it was a real blessed opportunity to be able to offer Mass for them and pray for them and with them once again. And I look forward to continued involvement.
So you've been a priest. I'm going to wrap this up. We got the fireworks going off. If you hear the noise, when the fireworks showed up.
Oh yeah.
So you've been a priest now 2 months since June 9th. What is one thing that's happened that you kind of like never thought as a priest? I'm putting you on the spot, but
sure.
Kind of like something that's like, oh wow, this happened right away, and kind of where it's very rewarding to your ministry in the first couple of months that's really touched you. Other than like saying Mass for the first time, what is something else that's touched you as being a priest for your first 2 months?
Sure. You know, the most exciting thing in life for me, Dan, is to be able to see God at work in people's lives, and you know, there's nothing more life-giving or exciting for me, just to see a little part of the story, a little glimpse into the workings of providence for people and the story of their own salvation. And as a priest, I get a front row seat to that, and
yes,
I'd have to say one of the most powerful experiences and special experiences right away within the first couple weeks of priesthood was being able to hear confessions and just see people change. You know, see that weight lifted, see them walk out with a smile, and to know that they've been forgiven and that they are right with God and walking in the light. You can just feel it. You know, you can just feel and see the change, and that's one of the most beautiful things for me these past couple of months.
Well, Father, thank you. We're very blessed at St. Lambert's, and we're very blessed at Lamb Radio to have you up here tonight, and thank you for doing this. And
thanks a lot, Dan.
Appreciate it very much. You're
welcome.
You and Father Mattson and Father Thurns are a blessing to the diocese. The three of you from O'Gorman, and what legacy you can carry on and show these young men potentially maybe someday at O'Gorman or in Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, that yes, we have priests right here, and they grew up right here from O'Gorman, Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. So
absolutely, God's still calling men, and let's just pray and try to be open to that.
Well, let's say a prayer for the O'Gorman here, and pray for them, because we're down 14-7 here at half. So Father, God bless you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Go Knights.
All right. 2009 O'Gorman grad and recently ordained Catholic priest in the Diocese of Sioux Falls, Father Joseph Schulten. Thanks for being here. And that's it was brought to you by Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. There are 6 elementary schools, junior high and high school that exemplify gospel values, strong student achievement and community service. Each and every school is dedicated to the mission of forming a community of faith and learning and promoting a Catholic way of life through the gospel values and academic excellence. That's the Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, and they have brought to you Inside O'Gorman segment this week. We're going to step aside for a few minutes. When we come back, we'll have a look ahead at the second half of play of Dakota Bowl 39 as the O'Gorman Knights trail Harrisburg 14-7. That's on the way right here on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies. From rosaries and medals to books and Bibles, Crossroads is here with materials to help individuals in their walk with Christ. Crossroads also features a large line of personalized gifts that are great for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, or any special occasion. Crossroads Book and Music, 41st Street and Grange Avenue in Sioux Falls.
So you're trying to decide what preschool or kindergarten is best for your child? At Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, you'll know you've brought them to the right place. But get lots of one-on-one attention, discover new things, and grow in their faith. Your child will get the support and encouragement they need with an education that stands apart from the rest. Our schools will help you make lifelong friendships and become part of our community. Because when you're here, you're home. You belong at Sioux Falls Catholic Schools.
Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls has a selection of designer frames in all styles, sizes, and colors. They accept most vision insurance plans, including Medicaid and Medicare. Barnett Vision Clinic is offering a same-day pay for patients without vision coverage. To schedule an appointment, their number is 605-335-7757 or barnettvisionclinic.com. Barnett Vision Clinic wishes all the high schools the best in this upcoming sports season.
McGuire Iron is a family-run operation that values all of their co-workers and customers. McGuire Iron and the Jones family pride themselves in taking their faith life into their business life. That's why they are proud to support the Sioux Falls Catholic school system in all their events and activities. McGuire Iron and the Jones family would like to wish all O'Gorman sports teams good luck this season.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they are safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or an insurance analysis. Please call Jason Lewers at 605-270-3463 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
Welcome back into the Knights Halftime Show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus field agents, Jason Lewers and Heath Dickelman, at the 39th Annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. The O'Gorman Knights trailing the Harrisburg Tigers 14-7. It's been a interesting game so far, to say the least, and what a fantastic halftime show. Danny, thank you for the interview with Father Schulten, and of course thank him for...
We're very blessed that St. Lambert's have two great priests, and with Father Aaron and Father Schulten. You know, this ball game, it's kind of... Look at the stature. We'll talk about the stature a little bit. Kind of lopsided a little bit compared to the score. I look at Hudley's 5 for 12 at 35 yards. Here's Struck as 8 for 14, 129 yards passing. And then you go total offense, plays where they've had 37 attempts for 159 yards. We're 26 for 152. So it's first downs. They've had 9-7, so it's a little bit, the score, but tell you what, that first half, the Knights must have came out, I don't know, didn't look that great. Second quarter, they turned it around a little bit, and they kind of got their heads together and played a little bit better football.
Yeah, I mean, they came out real flat. I mean, if we're being totally honest. Yeah. But they got that little bit of momentum with that long pass to Penn Johnson that eventually led to a touchdown to put the Knights back in the game. That's what they needed. They just needed a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. I mean, because you think about it, there's a lot of pressure. I've played in Dakota Bowl. There's a lot of pressure to win, first off. And, I mean, having these brand new jerseys and having to represent your entire, not just school, but the entire Sioux Falls Catholic Schools community with this game. It's a lot of pressure and can really kind of get to your head. But I think they're starting to kind of figure that out a little bit. I mean, Mr. High, you were down on the sideline. Mic's on, you're good. I think. Your mic on? Yeah, there you go. I mean, what's the psyche looking like down there with the players?
I think you're absolutely right. We came out flat, didn't come out prepared. I think the pressure did get to them. The hype of jerseys was getting to them. Like right away, we had a couple good tackles on that first defensive series, and the crowd was into it. The team was into it. But as soon as Harrisburg started pounding us, we fell flat, and now the Knights need to turn around. They got a little bit going towards the end there. But
did you notice a little bit Harrisburg at the very end of the second quarter there, how they were getting tired?
Yeah, you could see the hands on their hips. You could see them breathing heavy on defense, and especially in that series where we drove down and scored.
We're waiting for the light to come back on here at Howard Wood for the fireworks show, so that takes a little bit. So
yeah, and if you're not familiar with Dakota Bowl, by the way, I mean, we're kind of segueing away from the first half a little bit, which is totally fine because I mean, Dakota Bowl is a ton of fun, like we've harped about the entire time. But halftime, there's always marching band, which does an excellent show and had an excellent show this year. Always a fireworks display, and then they always do what they call quote unquote night vision on the scoreboard, which is just a compilation of stuff that was going on throughout the day. Very cool video. And so now they're waiting for the lights to turn on. They've already put more time on the clock, which means O'Gorman definitely got the ceremonial delay of game penalty, which will be assessed in the kickoff. But that's tradition, right? And it's part of the fun.
And we get the ball.
We get the ball.
Starting off. Yeah. So no, it is a big deal for the Sioux Falls Catholic School System tonight, but I think if the Gorman comes back now, and if we can drive the ball down, not 4 and out, if we can go down, and even if we don't score, if we can hold the ball and keep it for 5-6 minutes and get that momentum and contain that line of scrimmage, we're going to have a shot at this. But if Harrisburg, they get another score or two, it's going to be tough to really come back for that. So
because really, it's a game of momentum so far at this point. I mean, momentum. It's a psychological thing. It helps give you more energy. It's that adrenaline that pumps through your body that keeps you moving, keeps you sharp. And if you have that momentum, again, totally arbitrary thing, it's totally psychological, then that really just helps propel your team past tiredness, past any kind of fatigue that you might have. And for Harrisburg, that could be a very deadly weapon because, like you mentioned, they're getting tired. It shows. They play 4 more players both ways than O'Gorman does. I mean, it's 1 versus 5, so it's not a crazy big difference. But still, that's half of your defense and offense that's going both sides. And those guys are getting tired, which they usually don't. But still, it can be wearing, and it can really change the course of the game.
And agility, they only played 1/2 a game. We played the whole game in Aberdeen.
Yes.
So we got a little bit more time under our belts for agility and for us football. So, this is Harrisburg's first full game of the year. So.
And we're still waiting for the lights to be turned back on. There still looks like they're maybe not turning on, maybe are, but while we have a chance, let's take a look at the scoreboard from yesterday. Obviously, it's Saturday, which means plenty of football was played yesterday on Friday night. Lincoln fell to Brandon Valley 38-24 last night. Aberdeen Central was victorious over Huron at Huron 28-27. Yankton falling to Pierre 42-14. Watertown defeated Rapid City Central 20-10. Spearfish fell to Rapid City Stevens 33-2. Sioux Falls Washington defeating Sioux Falls Roosevelt 41-7, and we don't have a score yet on the Brookings at Mitchell game, which started at 7. But we'll get that to you as soon as we have information.
I can touch base on a little bit of college. Notre Dame won big today, of course, over Temple.
I can't say go Irish yet, but I'm happy that they're Catholic.
I will. I'll be there. I'll be there next week. Also, the Coyotes of USD 63-7 over Drake right now in the 3rd. And in baseball, we have the Minnesota Twins 14, the Royals 0 in the top of 6. So we got a good baseball game going up in Target Field tonight. And Nebraska's leading Arkansas State 24-16. It was 7 minutes to go in the half. So good ball. It's a good ball game there. Huskers are good. They're not top 25 yet, so I will. I still like the Huskers, but my favorite team is the Irish.
And since we talked about USD, I have to talk about I can't say superior school on the air because that's not polite, but SDSU defeated Duquesne Thursday night, 51-13. I think was the final score.
I saw the highlights, and the state looked good.
They did.
They looked solid.
Well, and being an Jackrabbit myself, and having actually done student radio for the Jackrabbits a couple years ago, I can tell you that the young, good players, Taryn Christian from Sioux Falls Roosevelt, Jake Winicky from Minnesota, and a couple of their other younger players that were standouts a couple years ago are finally in their senior year and are finally hitting their peak. And that's going to be really dangerous for the Jackrabbits. That's going to be fun, and I can't wait to see them on Hobo Day myself.
Hey, we're looking on Twitter here, and another media outlet has a little thing about the O'Gorman uniforms. They like them or hate them.
Yes.
And they're doing a little survey, and right now we're 59% love them, 41% hate them.
Hey, we'll take that.
Hey, you know what? You got to see them, folks, and hopefully they'll be next week. They'll be back out here at President's Bowl, and I'm not sure if they're the same uniforms or not. I haven't heard.
They'll probably wear the white versions that we saw.
Yeah, that's right. We'll probably wear these in 2 weeks in homecoming against Washington in 2 weeks.
That sounds about right to me.
And when the lights come on here, if you remember, they just come on now because
the filament is warm. Yeah. I'm using my binoculars to look at the lights, and there's warm filament in there.
And once they come, once they turn on, and they usually doesn't take too long. So
okay, let's go around. Since we have some extra time, we're waiting for these filaments. So let's go around the room on these O'Gorman jerseys. Alex, turn on your mic. We're going to pass that one around. Okay, we'll start with me, I guess, because I'm talking. I give it a yes. Love them.
Yes, two big thumbs up for me.
Well, here we got a gentleman up here, and he's my guest in the studio tonight. This is Father Ed Anderson, chaplain, priest of Prince of Peace and Doherty Hospice. What do you think of the uniforms, Father? You like them or not?
I like them.
There you go.
I do. I really like them. They give nice. It's a nice color coordination, and I like the colors too. So.
Okay, good.
Aaron Shea, our statistician, a person that I have interest in.
Yeah, I was pretty nervous about the new uniforms just because I love the old uniforms. I'm new to the team, so I liked the old ones. But the new ones are gorgeous. I love the attention to detail, and the colors are a lot better than I thought. And the new helmets are rocking.
And you were saying that last week's jerseys, the whites with the silver letters, you weren't super in favor of.
Well, no, they're gorgeous jerseys, but up here we can't see the numbers.
Oh, good point.
Well, even we could not see them. I mean, I'm a lot older than you are, Aaron, and I could see them.
But very sharp, nonetheless. I agree. And so Dan Johnson,
I like him.
You like him?
I want to see the pants up close.
Yes.
What I can see here with the style on the pants, I want to see them up close. But I'm going to say yes. I have to. I want to.
And how about our executive producer, Brett Byler? Brett?
I love them, and actually there is a video I just tweeted out that has a 20-second video of the uniforms and the players with them. At the Lamb Radio, you can see the full uniforms home and away on the video.
There we go. All right, so we've got a room full of likes for the new jerseys, and they're absolutely beautiful. If you want to see it for yourself, like Brett said, head over to our Twitter page at The Lamb Radio, or head over to our website, lambradio.com. Pop open that video stream. You can hear us and watch the game, some good football, and you can see the brand new jerseys.
And tell us your comments. What do you think?
Absolutely.
We love to hear from you.
Tweet us back about your thoughts on the jerseys.
If you're in Saudi Arabia listening on the app, and if you can see it, what do you think over there? I know there's a lot of grandparents in Minnesota and Wisconsin and aunts in Saudi Arabia that are listening and watching, and I know it's like middle of the night over there.
You got lots of aunts over in Saudi Arabia?
There's one.
Oh, okay.
I know there's one. And that would be Mr. Needy in the house's aunt.
Here we go.
I do know that. So.
All right, so the lights are finally on. We are ready to continue on with Dakota Bowl 39. This has been the Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus field agents, Jason Lures and Heath Dickelman. O'Gorman will receive to start off this half, and as per the norm, there's the ceremonial delay of game penalty, which is currently assessed. The ball is on the Harrisburg 40. They will be kicking from my left to my right in O'Gorman's fabulous new jerseys. 12 minutes on the clock. Still waiting for the last couple filaments to kick on, but this crowd is certainly ready to see what's going to unfold in the second half of play. As it stands, the Knights trail Harrisburg 7-14. And Dan, real quick, something the Knights need to focus on in this half to stay in it and win Dakota Bowl 39.
Well, right now, Harrisburg's winning at the line. So if we can contain that line and fight back at the line, per se, and dig in, I think we'd be all right. But we can't give up that line. We have to contain and stay focused. And if they keep winning the line, it's not going to be good.
Right, you are. John White of Harrisburg is getting ready to kick it away. The lights are almost on. It's weird. It's almost like it keeps getting brighter and brighter. We're wondering when it's going to stop. Back to return then for the O'Gorman Knights is number 3, Trey Jones. Oh, correction. Mixing it up a little bit.
Iman back there?
Iman Legacy. Oh, yeah, there's Trey Jones. Excuse me. Just the weird lighting. Iman Legacy and Trey Jones back to return for the O'Gorman Knights. Still a very hefty crowd. The sun has set geologically here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. A nice mist has actually rolled, a fog I should say, has rolled over the airport off to the northwest. And all of the lights across the cityscape are on.
And we started an hour early this year.
We did.
So instead of 8 o'clock, which we'd be, we wouldn't be at halftime yet, we started at 7. Dakota Bowl committee said, let's start at 7 for all the young kids and everything. It got a little bit late for some of the kindergarten and first, second grade kids. So,
well, I appreciate Mr. Johnson. Since you're on the Dakota Bowl committee,
I think that was a good move.
Thumbs up from this personality. All right, here we go. White is back to kick for Harrisburg as we begin the second half of Dakota Bowl 39. The ball is up. It's a nice long kick. It goes straight to Trey Jones. He catches it at the 12-yard line. Goes to the middle of the field and to the right hash. Breaks one tackle, but no, he's going to fall to the ground at about the 18-yard line. So that is where Isaac Struck and the O'Gorman Knights offensive core will take over and start off this half.
If he wouldn't have got tackled there, he had that wide open side over there. He had his eye on that. He had some space there.
And kind of surprising he didn't slip past there.
Yeah.
He's kind of going at not three-quarter speed. I'd almost get it.
Yeah.
I think he was.
He wasn't running full speed by any means.
Surveying the field, I think, a little bit, looking for a hole.
He was running soft.
So to quote the back of the O'Gorman Dakota Bowl shirts this year, here come the Knights, and Struck is in shotgun. One back, two receivers to his right. He puts one in motion to the left and hands off to Legacy on the snap. Legacy dives forward and is going to be stuffed at the line by that tenacious Harrisburg defensive line.
Maybe a half a yard most at that.
They're going to keep the ball right where it's at. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for OG, still on the 19-yard line.
So it'll be interesting how Coach Popping has changed a little bit here. What did they do at halftime to shake this up a little bit? What did they correct?
Struck in shotgun, two backs. Same formation actually as last play. Play action to Legacy. Long pass down the left hash is incomplete. Just out of reach of number 5. That's Riley Caton. He's number called for the second time tonight.
He's just a touch short.
And that's the second or third time Isaac Struck has just been a little long on his passes.
Yep.
Which is a relief, honestly, because last year, if we're being honest, he was a little short on a lot of his passes.
Correct. So,
finding that middle ground here.
He'd have been on target. He'd have been wider. He would have gone.
3rd and 10, still at the OG 19. Struck takes the snap, fakes to Legacy. Short little dribble over the middle, and he's got room to run. Kenyon Bauer down the left hash. He's going. He's at the 10, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, O'Gorman.
81 yards. 81-yard touchdown by Kenyon Bauer. No flags. We got a touchdown.
And Kenyon Bauer was wide open just over the middle, kind of almost a backdoor little pass.
He just came a slant across, and he was wide open in between the hashes, and he took off. And he put it in road gear.
Turned on the afterburner.
He put on the afterburner, took off. You're right.
He was all the way to the barn touchdown. Andrew Pujato will try to tie it up with the PAT. Here's the snap, the set, the kick. And it is up and good. We are all tied up here at Howard Wood Field for Dakota Ball 39. 54 seconds, and the O'Gorman Knights were able to drive the length of the field and put one in to tie it up with the Harrisburg Tigers. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
So you're trying to decide what preschool or kindergarten is best for your child? At Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, you'll know you've brought them to the right place. They'll get lots of one-on-one attention, discover new things, and grow in their faith. Your child will get the support and encouragement they need with an education that stands apart from the rest. Our schools will help you make lifelong friendships and become part of our community. Because when you're here, you're home. You belong at Sioux Falls Catholic Schools.
54 seconds and 80-some yards. I forgot the math. 81 yards, and the O'Gorman Knights were able to traverse the length of the field and tie it up with Harrisburg here in Dakota Ball 39. 14 all as it stands with 1 minute into the third quarter of play.
That's what the Knights needed. They needed that shot right there.
Here's the short little squib kick, as expected now. It's going to be picked up by number 7 from Harrisburg. That is Jack Rayburn. He finds his way up the left sideline and all the way to his own 43-yard line. And Danielle, what did you see on that?
That was a missed tackle. They should have had him. I'm trying to read the numbers, and I apologize.
Rayburn. Oh, I'm sorry. Carrier.
Knights should have him back here.
So Harrisburg will go to work under the leadership of quarterback Hunter Headley, senior, 3rd year starting. The 5'11", 140-pound senior. He's in shotgun, one back, trips right from the left hash. Headley takes a snap, hands off to Anderson. He sweeps left and is brought down after a gain of about 2 yards. Now, Anderson has been extremely dangerous against this O'Gorman defense. I mean, he put up, I'm trying to get the exact numbers here, put up 49 yards in that first half. Has had a tremendous game so far, and is probably the most dangerous player.
He's their go-to player.
Yeah,
no doubt. He's their player.
2nd and 7 for Harrisburg. Still on the left hash on their own 43-yard line. Long pass down the left sideline for Headley, and that's way over
We got a
ahead
flag.
of his intended receiver.
I think it'll be defensive interference.
Brooks Fuller is the intended receiver, and on the coverage, it looks like Trey Jones. The flag is on that sideline. I think you're right, Dan.
Yeah, the back judge, he threw that flag right away, and they got mixed up there. I think Trey's going to get called for interference.
We will get the call. Yes.
Yep. So will that be 15-yarder?
More than likely. Still waiting on the official call. Yep, they're moving the ball.
Correct. At the 39 now. Be 1st and 10 at the 39.
Trey Jones, that's the second kind of silly penalty I think that he's had in this game. The earlier one was he called a fair catch on a punt, let it bounce, and then grabbed it, which is a 5-yard penalty. Not a big deal, but still.
I don't think the crowd liked that call.
Headley, the handoff to Anderson on 1st and 10 from the 34, the Knights 34 that is. Anderson will pick up about 4 yards this time.
You see, he had his first drive, and then he got stalled in his second drive. 3 attempts there to get that. He's an athlete.
And by the way, I can't believe we haven't talked about this yet. We haven't talked about the fact that Poppingas, Jason, and Shannon, the defensive coordinator for Gorman, both went to Harrisburg High School. Shannon held the record for most, a lot of records actually, and it was one of the records was recently broken by Anderson. That's most rushing yards in a given season, recently broken by this Anderson guy as he sweeps around the right side. And
Noah Reeves on the tackle.
1 yard.
Yeah, swept around there. Noah Reeves got in there for the tackle. At the end, he contained and got in there. So it's 3rd and long.
3rd down and 8 officially. 30 on the 37.
Getting back to Harrisburg.
Yeah.
Didn't Coach say the other day when he graduated, I forget what year, he was like 32 kids in his high school class?
Yeah, back in the 1940s, was it?
No, it wasn't that.
I'm kidding. That was mean. I
think it was like 92.
3rd and 8. And Headley is in shotgun as per the norm. He's got one back behind him, puts the receiver in motion from left to right, fakes the handoff, looks to pass, but he's got pressure, fires the ball down the right sideline. His man is open. It's Anderson, and he drops right in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Wide open. See how Headley hesitated there? He was getting pressure. Good pressure from the Knights. They were in on him. The nose tackle got in there, and good pressure. McNally was right in on him. 72 was right there trying to get him, and he just lit it up, and he was wide open.
And really good patience on the quarterback.
Yeah, the way Anderson snuck out of the backfield, and nobody followed him around. And
White will kick the field goal. Here's the snap, the place, the kick. It's up and a little bit left, but no, it is to the left of the upright. So the score remains 20-14. Harrisburg leading O'Gorman with 9 minutes to play here in this 3rd quarter. We're going to step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they are safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or an insurance analysis. Please call Jason Lewers at 605-270-3463 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. The 39th annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl game broadcast on Lamb Catholic Radio is being brought to you in part by the following premier sponsors: McGuire Iron, Kaladi's Bistro, and Barnett Lewis Funeral Home. We thank them for their contribution to make this 39th annual Dakota Bowl something truly special. And of course, we thank all of our sponsors here on Lamb Catholic Radio as well. After the 34-yard pass from Headley to Anderson, Harrisburg will kick it off. It's short, bounced at the 15, picked up by Legacy. Legacy will head over to the left hash, moving from right to left, and hit the deck at about the 21-yard line. That's where they spot the ball. O'Gorman will take over and try to work the ball back downfield. They picked up a lot of momentum after half, putting up a quick touchdown, but kind of got switched back around with this recent head touchdown.
Switched back around, but that extra point, special teams wins your football games.
Yes.
And we'll see how that comes if we come back and now you're off a point. That really, and then a field goal comes in late in the game that makes a difference later on.
The Knights from the 21 on the left hash struck in shotgun, 2 backs, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Here's the handoff to Legacy. Legacy sweeps all the way around to the outside, picks up the first down and a couple more. A gain of about 15 yards for the senior.
Did you see how he saw that? He saw the opening there. He would just, we talked earlier, Iman's changed 108, done a 180 from last year.
And some great blocking on that play as well. The blocking was a little not so great for the Knights in the first half, on the run, for the run game, I should say.
And I'm sure that's the adjustments they made at halftime.
Exactly. Yep.
Vinny, the line coach, I'm sure it's okay, guys, come on. We need to do better.
The 1st and 10 for the Knights from their own 35 on the right hash this time. Struck puts Jones in motion and hands it off over on the short side. Jones jukes and jives and is pushed out of bounds and thrown down, and almost kind of a wrestling style move.
Flag.
After a gain of about 6 or 7 yards.
Flag's laying on the 39.
They're going to spot the ball at the 42-yard line.
It'll be on O'Gorman. Holding be my guess out there.
And the referee is wondering who threw the flag and what he's seeing. Looks like holding on OG.
Correct. Yep.
They're going to make that a 10-yard holding penalty from the spot of the foul. So they'll obviously negate the run and put the Knights back about 6 more yards from there.
They called it on Jack Snetter, 55.
They'll bring up 1st and 16 then for the Knights, now on their own 29, still over on that right hash.
Mistakes, gentlemen.
Knights come out with 2 receivers either side. Legacy in the backfield. Harrisburg playing up. Here's the fake handoff and the screen over to the left side to Tibbetts. Tibbetts takes a hit, spins around, and is put down at the 31-yard line. That'll be a gain of maybe a yard or 2.
Yeah. Max he doesn't start, but he comes in and out and sees a few plays, and he's a good receiver. 6'2", about 200.
And he has a wonderful family.
Yes. Yeah, he had a brother in the minor seminary.
Yes, he does. Charles.
And a couple sisters in the convent, or one sister in the convent.
That's right.
I believe. Don't quote me, but I know one for sure.
2nd and 14, Struck. He's going to throw another screen out to the right side, and it's caught. And that is Max Tibbetts yet again. He's going to pick up maybe 2 more yards this time. That'll bring up 4th down and long for OG.
They're keying on Bauer. So when you see Bauer come out, they're keying on Canyon. So it's like, I can see what coach is doing. So now we're going to Tibbetts, the other weapon. So I consider both of them guys weapons for the Knights. So it's like, I can see what coach is doing here. 3rd and long.
Knights come out on the 33, trips left, 1 back. Struck takes the snap, looks downfield, fires it down the middle of the field, and way overthrows his intended receiver, but a flag is called. That is Canyon Bauer was the intended receiver. Just like you said, Dan, they know that it's going to go to Canyon Bauer. They played him too tight there, and now it hurts them. So, that's popping that, understanding that, and calling that play, trying to draw off that penalty.
Just like Anderson's their 2 goal for Harrisburg. We got Canyon. We got several weapons, but Canyon is. They know that. And they know that Coach White over there at Harrisburg knows that our go-to is going to be the Canyon to Bauer. So 1st down will be a Gorman ball at the 40. Gorman's 48.
And almost in Harrisburg territory now. 6:51 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Struck will come out with an offset eye to the left, 2 receivers to his left, and 1 to his right on the right hash. Here's the snap handoff to Legacy. He's got 1 blocker ahead of him with the O-line. Charges forward, falls forward for a few more yards, and that's a good job of keeping the legs moving there.
Good second effort.
The gain of about 4 or 5, depending on where they want to put the ball.
Looks like they gave him 5.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and give him 5. A nice run by Amon Legacy.
So we're in our territory. We're at the 47.5-yard line.
Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Knights. Ball slightly to the left from the left hash. Offset I again. Same formation actually as last time. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Struck takes the snap, hands it off the legs. No, fakes it, throws it down the middle. Looks to... Yes, he's got it. Running down the right sideline into the end zone is Nick Billion.
Did you see that move he did?
Beautiful.
He come right across there, and there was a play fake, and they bit. Harrisburg bit on it.
Dan has to get the celebratory high five from Father behind us. And the Knights, with this field goal, can take the lead for the first time tonight. Andrew Pujato at the line to put it through. Here's the snap, the place, the kick, pressure, but it is good. Yes. The Gorman Knights take the lead here with 6:06 on the clock here in the third quarter. Dakota Bowl 39. And just like you said, Dan, it's going to come down to special teams, potentially, for Harrisburg, because right now there's a bit of an offset in the scoring. That can hurt Harrisburg when it comes closer to the end of the game.
Like I said earlier, if we get down towards the end there, who's ever driving, okay, is it mean a touchdown to tie it, or are we going to field goal to win it, or, so that has the special teams is a big factor in a football game. I don't know if people realize that, but, you're football fans, and we watch it, we played it, it's really special teams will make or break you.
One thing I learned in high school, special teams. Okay, I shouldn't say that. That's not true.
Now,
special teams is important, though.
Now look at the high fiving going on down on the sideline. We're up here at the top, looking down. The Knights, they're pumped.
So while we have a chance, Alex High, after that touchdown, what's it feeling like down there?
We have had a complete change of momentum from the first quarter when things were looking down for us. Fans are back into it, and the sidelines have livened up, and they're ready for another, hopefully a good defensive possession, and they can get back into the end zone again. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. High. Here's the kickoff from Pavelko. This time he's going for the long ball, but it's not caught by the standard receivers. There's a quick little switcheroo. Ball is caught on the 10, and the returner brings it all the way up to the 25. Excuse me, that was number 10 from Harrisburg, Jahi Rowert.
He kept it, didn't he?
He did keep it, yeah. Fake the handoff, kind of like Alex talked about at halftime. Yeah. They tried to do this weird little switcheroo, and they tried to make it work there, but O'Gorman was crashing too fast. Again, good special teams.
I don't like that because it's a chance to fumble right there. I don't care what team it is. I don't like that play when they do that. But.
And last year, Jason Popke tried that and stopped it for that exact reason.
Alex talked about I just looked down over here. Nobody's left yet that I can see on the Gorman side. I mean, the stands are pretty full on this side.
So Headley and the Tigers will go to work at their own 24. Anderson gets the call, chops up field left of the center, and will pick up about 5 yards on the carry. Binstock on the tackle. He's had a terrific night so far. Just a terrific defensive player all around the first 2 games. 5:37 on the clock, now at their own 29. Harrisburg lines up. Headley in shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. O'Gorman crashing in, and he's going to lose about 3 yards on the QB keeper.
Luke McNally on that tackle. And Niedringhaus.
Hunter Headley has been a force to be reckoned with so far for Harrisburg. Not much in the way of passing. He's had one really good pass in the late part of the second quarter, but running, I mean, as far as rushing quarterbacks in the state, he's right up there with the best.
Let's see, is Anderson, is he out?
Anderson is in the backfield.
Right there in the backfield.
Trips left now from the right hash for Harrisburg on their own 29-yard line, 36. Here's the snap and a sack coming in. Headley is brought down on the 20-yard line.
Niedringhaus and Reeves got him.
Tremendous pressure there by OG.
And they got a punt.
And that, I mean, we talked about momentum again. A psychological game being played here.
That was a major key right there. That's a play. So far, that's the play of the game right now. Is that if they get the ball right here, they got a punt from the 20, and we're back about the 48-yard line to receive. So that was an excellent play.
Logan Moore will have to punt this away. He'll probably let it go about the 10-yard line. Back to return for the Knights is Trey Jones. He's standing on the Knights 45. Here's the punt. It's a little longer than anticipated. Jones is going to let it touch down at the 45-yard line, and it travels out of bounds shortly thereafter. They're going to spot it at the Knights 45. Isaac Struck and the Knights will go back to work and try to extend this lead here at Dakota Bowl 39. Currently, Knights lead 21-20, 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I see. It is a little. What was the temperature today? In the 80s?
When we started, it was about 84, I believe.
I see. We got a Knight down there. They're working on it. They might be cramping up there. Alex, why don't you run over and see if you can who that is? I see our straightener extraordinaire is getting his leg
and
stretched out.
A flag just as Oklahoma gets ready to go. A false start called on the Knights with 17 seconds on the play clock. So that's going to put the Knights back 5 more yards, to the 40. And one correction, it's Christopher, not Charles Tibbetts, that is in seminary in that family. My apologies, Tibbetts.
Oh, that was Bo Blunt.
Here's the snap. Legacy gets the handoff. He's got room ahead of him and makes up the first down. Loses the ball. Penn Johnson is there to pick it up. And I tell you what, Amon Legacy is going to have to buy him a sandwich later because he just saved that play.
But he got hit good. I mean, the ball.
Ball popped right out.
Wasn't his fault. He's protecting the ball best he can, but.
Yeah. Amon Legacy, tremendous run as he cuts up field. Tremendous blocking by the O-line. That might be probably the most crisp run play that we've seen all night. Despite the fumble towards the end.
And I'm sure that's the adjustments they made at halftime.
Knights now on Harrisburg 43, 1st and 10. Struck offset eye. Keeps it himself, fakes the handoff, dives forward, and will pick up about 3 or 4 yards.
That was a good fake.
By the way, there's one person in here that we did not ask about the jerseys. Mark Promas, my father, thumbs up. Okay. Room full of agreement on the gray jerseys. Whew, I feel better now. 2nd and 6 for the Knights. Struck offset eye to the left. 2 receivers to his left, hands off to Legacy. Legacy cuts up middle, picks up the first down.
Oh, good run. Nice run.
7-yard gain this time for Amon Legacy. And talk about a big difference. He's the run game this half.
But Iman's not that big.
No.
So he can sneak through right in there. He sees that eye of the needle and he just gets right in there.
I mean, for perspective, he's only 5'9". He's 175 pounds, which is pretty stocky for that height. But just all around not a big dude. He's just really stinking fast and quick.
But he makes some good cuts out there.
The 1st and 10 for the Knights from the Harrisburg 31. Struck with that offset eye again in shotgun. Hands it off to fakes the handoff. Long pass down the left sideline. Looking to the end zone, and it's just out of reach. Max Tibbetts is the intended receiver. Just a little too much onion on that one.
Yep. A little bit over his head, and potentially could have been intercepted, but would have been a touchback. But
they'll bring up 2nd and 10 then for the Knights, still on the 31. 2:38 on the clock.
I like it how
21-20.
Excuse me. I like how Pavlik is shaking it up here.
Yes.
Coach is shaking up. He's making it okay. It's not the old football when you were in high school.
Back in the day. When I was 18. 2nd and 10, handoff to Legacy, dives up the middle, but a tremendous form tackle from the linebacker. That was number 27, Logan War.
Yeah, he was all over that. He got in there.
Kept that to a gain of 1. Bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Knights. Clock's still running.
Nobody's left. We're about under 2 minutes left in the third.
Knights break the huddle and step up to the line. Looking at a 4-3 look in this Harrisburg defense.
And the team members are turning around to the crowd to get the crowd going up.
Struck in shotgun, throws it right. Penn Johnson falling backwards as he tries to get it. I didn't see what he did. Maybe he cut back and just lost his footing.
I think he just lost his footing and fell backwards.
Almost looked like he was about to fall down the stairs, kind of whirling his right arm in circles.
Yep, it was a replay.
They'll bring up 4th down and 9 for the Knights on the Harrisburg 38-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play here in the third.
And we're going for it.
Kind of at that spot where your field goal kicker probably can't quite get it there.
Well, that would be how much a field goal. Another couple yards, I think he'd get it there.
Yeah. All right, so the Knights have one back. It's Legacy. Puts the receiver in motion. Trey Jones. Here's the snap. Double reverse. Colin Bauer rolling around the right side. Picks up the first down. He's pushed down to the ground. Loses it as he hits the ground. ground, but he's down. Pulled down at the 13-yard line.
He's down. Sorry.
Speaking of reaching into the playbook, a double reverse from Struck to Jones to Bauer over to the right side.
I love it.
Love the call.
I love it.
I mean, when I played Madden back in the day, I loved that play. Well, and it works in real life too.
Fourth and long. Okay, you got to pull something out of the bag.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to. If not, you're going to turn it over. So you had to potentially, with 3 players touch, you're going to possibly fumble, and they executed that very well.
First and 10 from the 13. Struck keeps himself, heads to the end zone, and he got it! Touchdown, O'Gorman! Isaac Struck on the QB keeper going 13 yards and bowling his way over the safety to bring it in for O'Gorman and extend the lead 27-20, pending the PAT.
Harrisburg did not see that. Quarterback kept it right up the middle and right up through there, and they kind of stopped him about the 2-yard, and he fought to get it over the goal line and rolled in. Excellent move by Struck.
Andrew Pujato on to kick the PAT. The snap, the place, the kick, it's up and good. O'Gorman Knights lead the Harrisburg Tigers 28-20. Here at Dakota Bowl, 39, 128 left on the clock here in the third quarter. We're going to step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Hi there, Ryan here from Mini Critters. Mini Critters has been a locally owned stop for all pets' needs to keep them happy and healthy. With all the pet food choices available, finding the right dog or cat food can be a challenge. But no worries, we can be reached at 605-361-0006 and let our staff help find the perfect food for any dog or cat. Mini Critters has food, treats, toys, and more. Mini Critters, your friends, your family.
Listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio, KSTJ-LP 104.3 FM, Juan Diego Catholic Radio in Sioux Falls, and KSTJ 91.3 FM at Hartford, Madison, Mitchell, and Yankton. Also online at lambradio.com and on the Lamb Radio app. Knights kicking off. Harrisburg switching around their returners to try to throw off the Knights. Here's the kick. It's a short squib kick. Touches down about the 20-yard line. It rolls back. Harrisburg can't pick it up. Eventually they'll pick it up at the 5-yard line, but the Knights are swarming. The Knights bring them down at the 5-yard line. And Harrisburg scrambling to do anything, and the Tigers can't believe it. Totally distraught on that squib kick. An amazing kick from Connor Pavelko.
That was, wow, I don't know what to say there. Harrisburg's going, what happened?
You couldn't draw it up better.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't have drawn it up any better than that. I don't know how you do that, but they have the first down on a 6-yard line. Unbelievable.
Harrisburg will have plenty of field to work with as they begin this next offensive drive. $1.22 left in the third quarter.
But we got a ball game here, folks.
Here's Headley in shotgun, one back to receivers on the right, one to his left on the short side. Here's the pump fake, long pass down the left sideline, and it's caught! Number 2, Brooks Fuller with the long catch, eventually brought down at the 42-yard line after bringing it in about the 35. And how is that for a swing for Harrisburg?
He pump faked it, and Trey Jones was there to tackle him, but it was... I was wondering if Harrisburg was going to put it up here and try to... They got to take a shot here to get the ball back.
First and 10 for Harrisburg. On their own 42. Here's the handoff to Anderson. Flag on the play. Anderson's doing nothing. We'll see what that flag is. Potentially holding.
Movement on the offense.
Woman student section down there. Believe it or not, they're fired up. Nah, you sure? Nah.
This is great.
All right, let's get the call on the field. Legal motion on Harrisburg. They'll kick them back 5 more yards.
61, Kippis.
Bring up first down and 15 then for the Tigers. Now on their own 37. There's the whistle, and Headley's in shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back the pass, looking, rolls left. He's pressured, almost sacked, steps out of bounds on his own power. And that will be a sack technically.
Good pressure.
Forced on by number 4 for O'Gorman.
Good pressure.
John Binstock.
I can't tell. I can't read the number of that first guy. I saw Binstock take him out of bounds there. Is that Niedring House?
It could have, yeah, the 52 in Niedring House. Yes, excuse me. Yes.
Niedring House 44.
Oh, no, I'm still learning my numbers. I apologize. So they'll bring up 2nd and 20. Loss of 5 on that sack. Ball on the 32 now. Here's the snap. Pitch to Anderson. He's got one blocker, but he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Actually, that'll be a loss of 1 or 2 yards.
Binstock, he got in there.
O'Gorman's defense is absolutely bringing it here in the third quarter.
They are. Thank you. I'm just going to say that they are bringing it all right now. They're fired up, but they can't give up the big play. 3rd and long here. 3rd and 20, and you know they're going to put it up.
24 seconds left in this third quarter. 17 on the play clock. Harrisburg will need one more play to take this into the fourth. One back, 2 receivers to the left, one on the short side on the right. Here's the snap. Headley drops back to pass, finds somebody open downfield, and he's got it! Whoa!
They gave it to him.
Yes, no, they're giving it to him. They're giving it to him. Number 20, Nick Shirato, who's caught a multitude of passes tonight, really makes up the passing game for Harrisburg. Picks up the first down and then some, and now the Tigers are in Knights territory on the 27-yard line.
Bauer is there on the tackle. Bauer is with him the whole way.
4 seconds left in the quarter. There's the whistle. Harrisburg will just let this one wind down. 3 quarters have come and gone here in Dakota Bowl 39, and the O'Gorman Knights lead the Harrisburg Tigers 28-20, but the Tigers are on the prowl. We're going to step aside. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they are safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or an insurance analysis. Please call Jason Lewers at 605-270-3463 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
There are danger signs that indicate pressure and tension on delicate, sensitive nerves due to spinal misalignment, such as headaches, back pain, numbness or tingling in the arms or legs, and joint pain in general. Dr. Mark Hagen is located at 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch. Call me at 361-OUCH.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. Start of the fourth quarter of Dakota Bowl 39, and the Knights are leading the Tigers 28-20, but the Tigers are contesting Knights territory on the 27. Here's Headley, QB keeper. They'll be short of the first down, but just by a couple of yards on the 1st and 10 play.
It'll be 2nd and short. And he just kept it right up the gut. And just... So I see the momentum changing just a touch here, so we got to...
Bring up 2nd and 3rd, now on the Knights' 20-yard line. Headley in shotgun, hands off to Anderson. Anderson jukes and jives, but going nowhere. Bring it back to the line of scrimmage. And Anderson's kind of been shut down a little bit at the line. I think it's just because the defensive line is, really stepping up and pushing around the Harrisburg O-line. It just looks like a different front four.
It does. It certainly does from the beginning. We just got the third quarter stats here. Time of possession. Harrisburg still leads by about 40 seconds in possession. So
Headley, hand off to Anderson again. He cuts up left of the center. That should be enough for a first down. Now within the Knights 15. In fact, they're going to place it at the 14. Knights have a couple D linemen.
But total offense, Harrisburg right now at 269, O'Gorman 368.
1st and 10 for the Tigers on the Knights 14. Here's Headley. In shotgun. He's got 3 receivers stacked up to his left on the short side, nobody to the right. Here's the fake handoff. No, it was a handoff, to Anderson. And the fake over to the right side, the strong side, excuse me, paid off. That will be a first down for Harrisburg.
Finstock missed that tackle.
Gain of 11, excuse me.
Would have dropped him back when they got the first down, but he picked it up.
The 1st and 10 for Harrisburg. Excuse me, 1st and goal for Harrisburg on the 4. Headley offset eye to his left, split receivers. Here's a handoff to Anderson, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage by the ankles. I'll tell you what, that Jack Anderson has been just a fantastic player for Harrisburg tonight. 70 after that run, about 71 yards we'll give him. And I mean, which doesn't seem like a huge amount, but it just has been a key player, really keeping that run game alive.
Oh yeah,
and mixing it up for Headley.
You know, Anderson is their, we mentioned before, their go-to guy. They have a good combination.
QB keeper this time for Headley, and he's going to cut upfield, rolls over a couple defensive linemen, and is he in the end zone? It looks like he's going to be just a little short. I mean, we're talking fractions of an inch.
Line judge called him short.
Headley's talking to the refs, saying he got in there, but they're not going to give it to him. We're going to put the ball down on the 1 yard line. We're going to be looking at 3rd and 1 from the 1. Headley under center. He'll probably keep it himself, and yes, he does. Pushes it in and fights. Got it. Touchdown, Harrisburg.
Okay, so now the question: will they go for 2 on this one, or will they wait?
$1 million question.
That's right.
What would you do?
I'd go for it. I'd have to. You're in the 4th quarter, 9:22 left to go in the ball game. You can use another possession or two, you hope, or you should.
And it looks like they're going to do that. Headley is in shotgun, 2 receivers either side. He's got a tight end on the right.
Watch in.
Or a wingback, excuse me. Here's the snap. Headley pump fakes right. Throws it up to the right corner of the end zone. That will be pass interference in the end zone. Nick Billion pushed over the intended receiver. That was number 7, Jack Rayburn. Rayburn claps his hands at Billion. And that was just kind of a silly play there by Billion.
Yeah, that wasn't just both refs threw their flag, so that was pretty obvious.
Because now at this point, you're bringing the ball half the distance to the goal. Got to bring up about 1.5 yards they have to move.
Yeah, I think it's on the 2 yard line.
Put on the 2 yard line. Yeah. And that's going to be a run play.
And here comes Anderson in. Yep.
Harrisburg's still going to go for 2.
I'm going to say they're going to give it to Anderson.
I would say so. The power runner for the Tigers.
Either that or a decoy, but that's what, you know.
Headley under center. Knights crashing inside. Headley charges forward, and he loses the ball in the end zone. Was he down? There's no call from the referee. Whistles were just blown. They're saying no good on the 2-point attempt. He lost. He was short of the end zone, no fumble. And so the O'Gorman Knights defense, a successful stop on that PAT
right.
for 2.
That is a major, major play right there for the defense. And I'm not sure who came up with the ball. Let's see here, replay on the jumbo screen down here in Howard Wood.
And while we have a chance, Alex High, very close PAT for 2 down there. What's it feeling on the sideline? What are you seeing? Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. I forgot to turn you up. Give me one more time.
That stop on the 2-point conversion was key. You got the crowd into it. You kind of lose momentum when they score like that, but getting the stop on the 2-point conversion off of the fumble was a big. Crowd got excited. Team got excited. Now they're getting the ball, and that failed 2-point conversion could give them momentum as they take over here.
And Alex, how close was that PAT?
Say that again,
Alex. How close was that PAT? How close was he?
He was short before he fumbled, and so yeah, it was not all that close.
Sounds good, Mr. High. Thank you very much. Here's the kickoff from Harrisburg. It's going to be a long one, and back to receive is Iman Legacy and Trey Jones. Jones will pick it up, charges down the left hash, and he's brought down with a tremendous gain. Picked it up about the 15-yard line. It was brought down at the Knights 33.
20-yard run, 20-yard run back, not bad at all.
So Isaac Struck has a bit of work to do. The Knights are still only up by 2 with 9:16 left in the game. Potentially, I should say in the fourth quarter. You never know what could happen. Knights up 28-26.
They give them to the 33, so it's Knights ball up to 33.
Knights are going to want to buffer Struck and shotgun. He's got a few receivers spread out. He's going to throw a little blooper pass right over the middle. It's completed. Riley Caton, he's got a grasp, but he's tripped up by the shoelaces and falls down at the 27-yard line. He hits the ground out of frustration, but Riley Caton, you know what? A very good move over the middle. Shows his quickness, and we saw a lot of that against Aberdeen Central.
Yeah, Caton was wide open there. He come across the slant, and they pump faked it, and
they moved the ball back a couple yards.
If he would have had that shoelace, he'd have been gone.
The ball's on the 29, 1st and 10, Struck and shotgun, hands it off to Legacy. Legacy sweeps right, breaks one tackle, cuts up the sideline, pushed out at the 23-yard line, and he tumbles. There's a backward cartwheel, and there's a Knight injured on the ground. That's Riley Caton. And looks like he's cramping in his right leg. We forgot to mention this, but there's kind of a light fog that's kind of fallen over the area. I talked about how it moved in over the airport. It's moved its way over here, bringing in a lot of humidity, which, if you're really good at biology, which I'm not, will cause cramping.
Or electrolytes.
Yeah, something like that. Magic.
It's a major
ribosomes. Father Haggerty and Rochelle Lorette, trainer extraordinaire. Father Haggerty, the chaplain at O'Gorman. Both of them are standing over the injured Riley Caton. Rochelle stretching out Caton's leg.
What do you think of that hit that Harrisburg made on Iman right there? That was a good,
tremendous.
That was a tremendous hit by Harrisburg. I didn't see that much, but that was a good tackle.
It caused him to do a backward somersault out of bounds.
Yeah. So we got a little over 8.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Knights leading by 2, and Knights are driving right now. 23 yards away from scoring.
Caton has been taken off the field. Looks like he's going to be all right. Got everything stretched out.
Has to sit out one play.
So the ball is put on the 23-yard line. We'll look at 2nd and 4 for the Knights after the 6-yard gain from Amon Legacy on the carry. Legacy's in the backfield. 2 receivers either side. Knights on the right hash. Here's the snap. Jones in motion. Gets the wide receiver handoff. Sweeps left. That should be enough for a first down, depending on where they spot the ball as he creeps past the 20-yard line.
Looks like it is. Looks like the line judge gave about a half a yard more, so we got a first down.
Ball placed on the 18, this time the left hash, and Knights will get a fresh set of downs.
See how the way he cut when he came across, and he saw that. What a view. I like this view from up here.
Yeah, a tremendous booth and everything they have here at Howard Wood. I like it here. 1st and 10, handoff to Legacy, dives up the middle. He'll pick up about 4 yards before being pushed down by the trio of linebackers.
We got a guy down for Harrisburg, 76.
And he is holding his left quad.
Jacob Larson, number 76 for Harrisburg. Maybe a cramp as well.
Yeah, that's a cramp. O'Gorman player was helping him out there, holding his leg straight so he wasn't writhing in pain. It's Carson Vitens, being a good Samaritan, fighting the cramps for his team or his opponent.
That's a good steward.
It is. And isn't that what this is
about?
That's
right. That's exactly. That's what I'm getting at. We don't want to see anybody hurt. You know, we don't want to see that, and we want to make sure everybody is healthy. And that's a good steward.
And it really exemplifies what I think Father Haggerty mentioned in his homily at Mass here before the game. That the game is important, obviously, but obviously we're playing the game for God's greater glory, right? And that shows it right there, stuff like that. Anytime you help out your opponent, it's always good to see. So good words by a good chaplain, and good move, Mr. Vitens. Respect.
Trying to think if I have a shade on him, because I think that would be a perfect time to talk about.
Absolutely. Well, we'll bring it up. But right now it's 2nd and 7 from the Harrisburg 15. Knights go back to work. Offset eye now for Struck, over to the right. He's got a couple of receivers out too, but he's going to hand it off to Legacy. He dives up the middle and he's brought down hard.
Oh, he hit a wall.
That was literally a wall, and some beautiful tackling by the Tigers.
Yeah. I mean, they read that all the way.
Gain of 1 for Amon Legacy brings up 36 on the 14.
Okay, what?
Didn't find it?
No, I did not find it. I wish I did.
We'll get it. Officials need a timeout. And I can't quite see why. Something wrong with the marker. Got it situated. Clock is running. 7:53 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Kind of a humid night here in Sioux Falls, but temperature is about perfect. Offset eye again for Isaac Struck from the left hash. Handoff, no fake handoff to Legacy. A little bloop over the middle. Riley Keaton dives into the end zone and touchdown O'Gorman.
He was same player as before.
Same player. He picked up about 30 yards.
Yes.
Riley Keaton putting in his first 6 of the season.
Same play from 3 plays ago. Exactly. Keaton, he's another.
You know, he's kind of an interesting player with his build. He's not the biggest guy in the field, not really the smallest either. He's a 5'11", 180-pound senior. Just a stocky guy. We saw that in basketball. Andrew Pujato puts it through the uprights. Knights with the lead now 35-26. 7:37 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Big Rig Barbecue brings a Texas-style barbecue to South Dakota. They use a real wood smoker for all their meats every single day. Big Rig Barbecue serves sliced brisket, pulled pork, chicken, and ribs. They offer pre-orders for smaller events and gatherings and cater for large events including parties, meetings, and graduations. Big Rig Barbecue's new sit-down location is on the corner of 41st and Minnesota. Their website, bigrigbbbq.net. Big Rig Barbecue is proud to support the Sioux Falls Catholic Schools.
The O'Gorman Knights starting to pull away a little bit here at Howard Wood Field for Dakota Ball 39. What was, for lack of better words, an atrocious first half for the Knights is shaping up to be a tremendous second half. 35-26, Knights lead the Harrisburg Tigers in their first time here at Dakota Ball. And the alma mater, by the way, of head coach Jason Poppinga for the Knights and defensive coordinator Shannon Poppinga.
Yep.
So very good night so far for the Knights. They just need to hold on for a little bit longer. These Tigers are not going away, though.
No.
Knights trying to pull out some weird special team stuff. Last time Harrisburg didn't know what to do with the squib kick. Here's another squib kick from the Knights. Touches down about the 20-yard line. It's picked up and wrapped around the right side of the field and brought backwards a little bit. I apologize.
5-yard gain.
I apologize. The runner was lowered. Pick up about 5 yards. The ball is down on the 23.
He's slow getting up.
He's cramping a little bit on his right leg as well.
Oh my gosh, boys. Yep, he's cramping up.
So kids, if you're listening, eat your bananas.
And drink your Gatorade.
Drink your Gatorade and water.
And water.
That's all
Plenty of water.
Fluids are important.
Push the fluids.
Because cramps are a thing in this game with humidity that's set in here this evening.
Wait till you get older.
Harrisburg on their own 24, first and 10. Here's Headley in shotgun, one back, 2 receivers to his left on the strong side. One to his right.
Okay, here's where the Knights really have to gain. 7.5 minutes to go in the game, 35-26 Knights. They're really going to have to hold them here.
Here's the snap. Headley's going to keep it himself. Sweeps right, Crosses the 30, and that should be just short of the first down. Gain of 9 on the QB keeper.
And Harrisburg's going to come up with a trick play themselves here. If they're coming down, depends on the clock. The clock's still running. I thought maybe they'd get it out of bounds to stop the clock and stuff. The clock's running. It's going to be interesting here how the Knights contain here. They got second and short.
Ball in the 33 right hash. Headley in a shotgun pistol formation. The ball hits his ankle and was not even ready for the snap. Miscommunication between Headley and his center.
Really low snap.
Headley falls on it though on the 30-yard line. Very lucky move. His head didn't even look like he was ready for the snap.
And if they'd have lost that ball, Knight turnover, that'd have been.
It's McCoy Iverson up the center. Number 55 in your roster.
That's the first time tonight that's happened.
3rd and 4 now for Harrisburg. Ball on the 30-yard line. Headley in shotgun. Same formation as last play. Going to kind of retry this. Headley takes the snap, hands it off to Anderson. Anderson's brought down immediately at the 30-yard line. Nothing doing this time.
Canyon Bauer right there on the tackle.
I checked that. Evan Witry actually came up on that. My fault. Yeah. Excuse me.
Okay.
Kind of snuck up there from that linebacker position.
The number's a little hard for me to read up here.
32. Yeah, the numbers are different shape than what we've ever seen, honestly. They're very cool.
When you get to my age, it's hard to read that far away.
Because they're navy blue numbers trimmed in white on dark gray jerseys.
Yeah.
And at nighttime, you can see the concerns.
Correct.
So 4th and 4 for Harrisburg. Here's the punt, kicked away at the 20. Trey Jones waves it away. Ball touches down at the 36-yard line, takes into a Gorman hop and touches and falls dead, at the 42.
43,
excuse me.
That was a Gorman bounce. And Jones was back away from that. I'm sure coach said get away from it. A Gorman ball in the 43.
5:32 here to play in the fourth quarter. Knights up 35-26
in the 39th Bob Burns Dakota Bowl.
And what a Dakota Bowl it's been. Here's the snap, hand off to Legacy. He spins out of a tackle, breaks another one, breaks a third as he's spinning away, hands it off. Hand around the right side to Canyon Bauer. He's running down the sideline. Oh no, yes, they say he was out about the 40-yard line. We'll see where the spot goes. Mon Legacy was standing up, pulled down by his jersey, just hands it off to Canyon Bauer.
Like, I don't want to have this about here. Take it.
Kind of some schoolyard kind of stuff going on here, but it works. Good heads-up play by Canyon Bauer to pay attention. Let's watch this replay because that was a ton of fun. Standing. Katie's like, yeah, here, just give it to me.
Okay, second
Picks up 9 yards for Amon. 2nd and 1, the O'Gorman 48. Here's the snap. Hand off to Legacy. Sweeps left, crosses the 50, breaks one tackle, and loses the ball. Riley Keaton's there to fall on it, though, and gain of nothing. Bring up 2nd and 1. And head coach for Harrisburg, Brandon White, is on the field throwing his fist, takes his headset off, not happy about something.
I'd like to know what he's upset about.
So let's see. Based on the spot, they're going to call that 3rd and inches. And when I say inches, I mean it is. So close. I don't think I'd put a hand down.
I wonder if coach should ask for a measurement. He does have that option.
He does, and actually, you know what? That might be a good call because this looks like a first down for my
that
spot.
may give the boys a little bit of a. I don't know if you want to give the boys a rest right now, but we got the momentum right here, going right now. So
3rd and 1 on the Harrisburg 48. Goal line offense with 3 backs. Here's the snap, handoff up the middle, and yeah, sure, that's a first down. Handoff goes to Binstock. A gain of about 4 yards. Binstock smashes his way through the linebacking core.
And Binstock's usually a defense.
Yes.
So we're seeing Binstock tonight, first time on offense carrying the ball.
You're kind of like a Sam Burnison. Binstock plays linebacker just like Burnison.
Multi-purpose player.
You kind of figure if you're Shannon Poppinga, you got these big, or Jason Poppinga, Shannon Poppinga, you got these big, strong linebackers. Why not just let them pound it up the middle and pick up those couple yards?
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Knights. Harrisburg 43. 3 backs. Here's the snap. Pitch all over to the right side. Sweeping up the right side is 32, Evan Witchery. He's going to be brought down about the 32-yard line, 30-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. That'll be a gain of 8.
It's holding, Mike.
The flag on the field.
Coming back. Stops the clock at 4:09 to go in the ball game. 9-point lead for the Knights.
We've seen a lot of these, a lot of holding penalties tonight from both teams. A lot of kind of strange calls. I mean, not bad. They're good calls, I should say, but just little mental mistakes from both sides.
But I like the play calling by the coaches tonight.
I do.
I'm very excited.
10-yard penalty that makes 1st and 28 or 1st in the country mile, as Mr. Byer would say. Ball in the 39, long pass down the middle, and then it's caught. Canyon Bauer, short, tumbles
7-yard line.
Down on the 7-yard line. Quick little pass over the middle, very similar to a couple passes that Riley Keaton caught earlier in the game.
1st and goal on the 7-yard line. Excellent call by Coach Poppinga.
Canyon Bauer still showing that even if he's heavily covered, he can still break out on some of these plays, and the Knights are looking to the end zone now on 1st and goal from the 7.
Okay, let's see what they do here.
Goal line offense. Offside eye to the right, and one player to the left. It's John Binstock. Here's the snap handoff to Witchery. Witchery dives forward. He'll maybe pick up a yard.
See how Benstock went there, and Witchery just followed him just followed the blocker, the back in there, and didn't get much of a gain at all. A couple yards.
I'm going to go ahead and give him 1 yard, bring up second and goal from the 6. The ball is right in the middle of the field. 3:13 left. The Knights, by the way, are just going to be winding down the play clock a little bit, trying to burn the clock and get this game over with as quickly as possible.
They have to. They have to eat the clock.
Stroke comes out in shotgun, offside eye to the left. Also a wingback stepped on the left side. Here's the snap, pitch to Witchery. Witchery cuts up the middle, breaks one tackle, falls into the end zone, and loses the ball. It's picked back up. They're going to say it's down just shy of the end zone. What do they call it? Wait a second. Harrisburg came up with the ball. Harrisburg came up with the ball in the end zone after the fumble from Evan Witchery.
It'll be touchback.
We'll have to check the replay. That was on the far side away from us, so we were not able to see what was going on between the end zone and the players moving from our left to right.
20-yard line. Harrisburg get the ball at the 20-yard line.
So they're saying that the Witchery fumbled the ball. It went out of the end zone.
But Harrisburg had to be the last one to touch it. I mean, we had to be the last one.
Right. Yeah. So Witchery basically lost the ball, went into the end zone, then went out of bounds for a touchback. So Harrisburg will get it on the 20. So missed opportunity there for the Knights.
You know, Harrisburg kind of light it up here with 2:52 in the game. 80 yards to go.
Here's Headley in shotgun, drops back the pass. He's looking, wants it all, fires the ball down the right sideline, and it's not even close behind his receiver. That was Anderson on the routes, double covered by Witchery and Billion.
There's Anderson back there with Billion. When he went down, Anderson went over to help him get up. That's a class act.
Very classy, love it.
Very classy.
It's 2nd and 10 for Harrisburg, still on the 20, in the middle of the field. Here's the snap. Headley keeps it himself, jukes and jives, and is brought down after a gain of 6.
Looked like the defense wasn't ready there. Did you see that?
I did.
That was a quick snap, and the defense wasn't set.
And that comes with this hurry-up offense that Harrisburg runs.
Okay, we're under 2.5 now in the ball game. So they got to run a 2-minute drill here. That's football.
3rd and 4 now for Harrisburg. Here's the snap. The handoff up the middle.
Not sure what that was.
It was a QB keeper. He just kind of fell over after he got the snap. So that'll bring up 4th down. Oh, excuse me. They said there was a fumble on the field. I apologize. There was a pile of bodies, and I missed that completely. My apologies.
4th and 5. 4th and 4. Okay, we're going to go for it.
Ball on the 26, and at this point, when you're down 9, you pretty much have to.
Yep. Timeout O'Gorman, Mike.
O'Gorman trying to freeze him up a little bit. On that timeout, we will step aside as well. The O'Gorman Knights leading the Harrisburg Tigers 35-26 with 1:48 on the clock here in the 4th quarter. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
So you're trying to decide what preschool or kindergarten is best for your child? At Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, you'll know you've brought them to the right place. They'll get lots of one-on-one attention, discover new things, and grow in their faith. Your child will get the support and encouragement they need with an education that stands apart from the rest. Our schools will help you make lifelong friendships and become part of our community. Because when you're here, you're home. You belong at Sioux Falls Catholic Schools.
Dakota Bowl 239 is almost wrapping up here at Howard Wood Field. Knights lead 35-26, 1:48 left in the 4th, but Harrisburg will not go quietly. Harrisburg 4th and 4 from their own 26-yard line. Headley in shotgun, offset eye to his left, 2 receivers to his right, and 1 to his left. Headley puts a man in motion, takes the snap, rolls out right, looks down the right sideline, fires it off, and it is going to be caught. That'll be enough for a Harrisburg first down, and that was caught by number 2, Brooks Fuller. He's grabbing.
He kind of jumped around like he might have got hurt, but he's not good going out.
He's grabbing the small of his back, bottom right corner. If you reach back and touch your hip.
Yep. And he's calling for the ball. You can see that he wants the ball.
Empty backfield, 2 receivers either side.
There it is.
He drops back to pass. It's Hunter Headley. Fires down the right sideline. This time, no good on the pass. That was Chirado kind of fighting against the sideline. Didn't have enough grass. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 in the Harrisburg 38.
Minute and a half left.
Crowd is excited. The Knights could take it home by ending this offensive series for Harrisburg. Headley takes a snap, quick pass right side on the slants, and just out of reach of Chirado.
Travel didn't cut in soon enough on that play.
It kind of looks like Harrisburg's they're really trying to speed up this offense. I mean, you think about it, you need a touchdown and an extra point, and then something else on top of that just to tie it.
They got 2 scores. They got to get 2 scores.
3rd and 10 from the 38. Headley in shotgun takes a snap, 3 receivers to his left, and he's sacked. Headley brought down hard.
Who was in there for the Knights?
There was pressure from John Binstock, and ultimately making the sack, number 50, Aiden Thomas. Aiden Thomas, defensive end, 6'3", 210 junior, and a timeout on the field. 1:19 left in the 4th quarter, 4th and 10 for Harrisburg from the 30 when we come back. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on the Lamb.
Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls has a selection of designer frames in all styles, sizes, and colors. They accept most vision insurance plans, including Medicaid and Medicare. Barnett Vision Clinic is offering a same-day pay for patients without vision coverage. To schedule an appointment, their number is 605-335-7757 or barnettvisionclinic.com. Barnett Vision Clinic wishes all the high schools the best in this upcoming sports season.
1:19 left in Dakota Bowl 39 at Howard Wood Field. Knights up 35-26. I shouldn't say that. It could go overtime. You never know. But Harrisburg needs 2 scores just to even tie it.
And what a game this has been tonight, Mike.
Yeah, we've laughed and cried. There's been ups and downs.
What a more perfect Dakota Bowl than this right now.
Headley in shotgun, looking at 4th and 10 from the 30. Spread receivers, throws it downfield, way over the head. Nobody was even there. O'Gorman takes it over, and that's the ball in essence end the game.
And they take it over to the 30-yard line. Minute 14 to go.
We'll see if Harrisburg will let them or if they'll force them to actually play some football here. Both teams still have 2 timeouts from 1:14 on the clock. We'll see how this plays out. But in essence, this game is over.
Coach Popinka is going to be 2-0.
I should bring up while we have a chance that coming up after tonight's game, we will have your Knights Locker Room Show sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. We're going to break down what we saw here in the Dakota Bowl 39. We'll dub our Knights player of the game for offense and defense, and we'll get you ready for next week's game versus Washington in the President's Bowl, again here at Howard Wood Field.
Timeout O'Gorman.
No time rolled off, and another timeout for O'Gorman.
I'm not sure why they did that, but...
Hey, do you know what we haven't done yet tonight, Dan? We haven't talked about Big Rig Barbecue, who fed most of our crew for tonight's game. I'll throw it out there.
You know, I heard that commercial the last break there, and I was like, oh, they do a fabulous job over there at 41st in Minnesota. They're very good.
It's really a phenomena, because every time I hear their name and hear their commercials, I instantly begin to salivate, thinking of their pulled pork.
They got the buffet at noon.
The what?
They have a buffet at noon.
You said buffet.
I call it buffet.
That's all right. My grandma did.
When you're my age, that's what you call it.
Yes, they do.
You know, it kind of made me hungry, because even though it's 9:30, but it shouldn't be eating, but I'm kind of getting hungry.
Yeah, we can get some barbecue. I mean, they're not there, but...
Brandon, they do a great job.
They do. Brenners, yes. Bob and Nicole,
yep.
Thank them for feeding us before tonight's game. Dive up the left side. That was Evan Witchery on the carry. He'll pick up 5 yards.
Clock now is under a minute in this ball game.
Ball on the Harrisburg 25. And knowing head coach Jason Papiga, he's not going to go for collateral damage. He's not going to go for the touchdown.
No.
He's just trying to burn this thing out. If he happens to get a touchdown in the process, then that is the coincidence of it. But I seriously doubt he'll actively try to go for it. Offside to the left, struck, hand off to Witchery. Witchery carries it up the middle, picks up the first down And 1. Gain of 6 on the carry.
That seals it.
They'll move the change, start the clock, and actually they'll need one more play, 32 seconds.
Harrisburg does have 2 timeouts left, but I don't think Coach White would use that, but O'Gorman has 1. Clock's running now.
Knights.
This should be the last snap.
Look like they will take a knee. Struck under center for the first time, and the rest of the team in victory formation. There's the knee, and the O'Gorman Knights have defeated the Harrisburg Tigers. Dakota Bowl 39-35-26. A tremendous game by both teams. Harrisburg coming out very strong and really making O'Gorman work for this one. The Knights finally found their groove in the second half and were victorious in tonight's matchup. And we have Alex High on the sideline waiting for head coach Jason Poppinga to make his handshakes. We will hear from him shortly. But Dan, I mean, what a drama in this game. I felt like it just went to a play, a more aggressive, sweatier play.
Oh, complete turnaround the first quarter, first half. The adjustments that they made, everything at halftime, hats off to the coaching staff to see that, and the boys for executing those adjustments. What a great ball game tonight, folks.
And what a great showing for Harrisburg. This is the first time O'Gorman has, Harrisburg has played O'Gorman in Dakota Bowl. First time they've ever played Dakota Bowl. And a great showing by Harrisburg. And being a resident of Harrisburg, South Dakota, I'm very proud of the public high school that they've put together there.
The student body just stormed the field to the Knights. The Knights are still shaking the hands of the Harrisburg Tigers, and even have Father Haggerty and Father Scholten down there at the end shaking the hands of the players as well. So
the O'Gorman Knights will be able to celebrate Dakota Bowl 39. Tremendous victory. And a reminder, coming up after we hear from head coach Jason Poppinga, your Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. We'll tell you everything you need to know in reference to this game, and we'll get you ready for next week's game. That's President's Bowl, still at Howard Wood Field, as the Knights get ready to take on the Washington Warriors.
Have a good night.
Alex I waiting to hear from Jason Poppinga as the student body has made a mob on the field at the
struck down
the western 35-yard line.
Now everybody taking a knee in there for prayer. I love that.
Celebratory Our Father prayer as a group. And you'll get to hear the
roar
last part of it here very shortly.
Yep.
Everybody celebrating Dakota Bowl 39. What was it was just a fun day, tailgating. A lot of vendors out here serving food, ice cream, cotton candy, slushies. I mean, there's just a lot going on.
There was ice cream?
There was ice cream, yeah. SBSU ice cream.
We didn't get any ice cream?
Big Rig gave us food.
Okay.
I guess we had to pay for the food. All right. Alex High is with head coach Jason Poppinga. We'll throw it down to him. Alex.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Down here with victorious coach of the O'Gorman Knights. Coach, you came out a little flat there to start. What got the game turned around for you?
Well, biggest thing, they're a talented team, and they're bigger than we are up front, and got great skilled players, and we knew it was going to be a battle. I mean, our kids just performed better in the second half than they did. We wore them down. I thought our kids were in better condition, and we started making plays. Where in the first half we didn't.
It looked like you were struggling a bit on the line play. What was Harrisburg doing that was giving you trouble, and how did you overcome it?
We're just bigger and stronger than what we were, and like I said, as the game went on, we felt like we were in better condition, and in the third and fourth quarters, our kids were still able to go out and play, and they started to hang their heads a little bit and get a little bit tired, but they're a talented team.
Did the no-huddle offense give you any trouble out there?
No, they weren't a no-huddle. They just didn't. They called plays. They gave us time to set up, so it's really not a fast huddle, so.
Last week against Aberdeen, your kicker missed 2 extra points, and then he's been solid since. Talk about his play.
Yeah, he's just consistent, and those were in a bad situation. He missed a field goal from 35 yards, so it's really not on him. So it's really not a point.
How do you feel about your players doing a little laterals and schoolyard stuff on the one play there?
Just being opportunistic. They're going out trying to make plays, and they did.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
Congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
Back to you.
O'Gorman head coach Jason Poppinga, as we get ready to head on into the Knights Locker Room Show. Alex, I thank you very much for that terrific interview. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have your Night's Locker Room show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen and the Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. That's on the way right here on the Lamb Catholic Radio Network.
Market volatility has become a fact of life. What does this mean for your investments? Are you aware of and prepared for the risk volatility possesses to your portfolio? Should you consider changing your specific holdings or the mix of assets in your account? The Barnes DeMore Group Financial Advisors with Morgan Stanley can give you insights about these and other questions and can also suggest strategies that may help better prepare you for the market's ups and downs. Thaddeus Barnes or Andrew DeMore Financial Advisors are in the Sioux Falls, South Dakota branch at 605-338-6500. That's at the Barnes DeMore Group at 605-338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney LLC, member SIPC.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has something for everyone. They offer a buffet featuring pizza and chicken. Pizza Ranch has daily specials as well as 5 party rooms and a dining area. They're located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Adoption, another word for love. Adoption brings together 2 different families for the common good. It brings emotions of happiness, sadness, and excitement, often felt at the same time by both the adoptive couple and the birth parents. At Catholic Family Services, we are a licensed child placement agency with more than 50 years of experience, and we work with domestic, private, and international adoptions. If you'd like to learn more, contact our adoption specialists at 1-800-700-7867 or visit Catholic Family Services, offering a gift of hope.
A stiff neck that is very painful is a common condition called torticollis. It is caused by an underlying misalignment of the neck bones pinching the nerves that cause muscle spasms and pain. Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic in Sioux Falls treats this condition. Dr. Mark is located at 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch, call me at 361-OUCH.
Lamb Catholic Radio Network. Welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Locker Room Show, brought to you by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. Now, back to the field with Michael Promas and Dan Johnson.
Dakota Bowl 39 has come and gone, and it was a sweet victory for the O'Gorman Knights, overcoming the newcomers to Dakota Bowl, Harrisburg Tigers, 35-26. O'Gorman Knights started off the game not so hot. We're trying to break past a very difficult and shifty Harrisburg offense, and the Harrisburg defense was very strong against the O'Gorman's offense, which was more predictable than they anticipated. However, after halftime, the O'Gorman Knights got things figured out, and in the second half, it was more or less all O'Gorman.
Oh, by far, the second half, all O'Gorman, no doubt about it.
And so let's go ahead and take a look at these stats, Mr. Johnson. This is the Knights Locker Room Show, by the way, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. We looked at these stats, and we talked about this at halftime. It was more or less even when we compared the passing and rushing stats. Harrisburg had the better rushing first half. O'Gorman had the better passing first half. And, it was complete opposite. If you take the stats for rushing or passing and flip them around, give them to the other team, that's basically what it looks like. But as we look at the stats here for the final, O'Gorman really evened it up, and they put up 155 rushing yards just in the second half.
Yeah, look at your total net yards, 312 to 512, 200 more. It's like, and here you have Isaac Struck, 15 to 24 for 360 yards, and receiving Kenyon Bauer, 3 passes for 175. His longest one was 81 yards. That was all in the second half, folks.
And when you look at passing, 360 to 162 in passing. Yeah. And Isaac Struck, we talked about him last week, and we talked about him last year. He wasn't really a strong passer last year. He was a good runner, but he was back up to Hunter Thompson last year. And not that we want to dwell on the past or anything, but he has really proven himself so far this season, stepping up and doing a fantastic job. And I actually sat behind his parents at Mass and told his mom, Jenny, this, that it's been so fun watching him because he has developed so much. And his passing game and his running game is superb.
Oh, it is.
It's been holding this O'Gorman offense together because with his success, he's able to help other players on his team shine, including Amon Legacy, Canyon Bauer, Trey Jones. Really, he's making this offense work very, very well so far.
I'm looking at Harrisburg stats. Let's look at Jack Anderson. 88 yards. Longest was 13. Amon Legacy, 76 yards. But Anderson, stuck out. That was, like we said, that was their bread and butter for them. But in receiving, Anderson caught a few passes as well, 47 yards. Had 2 passes, 47 that were key when he did. So, all around, you take away, I would never guess this at halftime.
No.
I would never guess this. And the what they did at halftime to change it up and everything, this is wonderful. Look at Coach Poppenka playing with his daughter down there on the 30-yard line, rolling down the field with their stuff. It's priceless, folks.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay, let's break down some of these individual stats here. We'll start with the Harrisburg rushing game. The leading rushers, and really the 2 players that really only put up yards for the Harrisburg rushing game. Number 30, Jack Anderson, 23 runs for 88 yards, 1 touchdown, longest is 13, and then Hunter Headley, the quarterback, number 12, 19 rushes for 85 yards, 1 touchdown, and the 32-yarder was his longest. Hunter Headley also completed 9 of 20 passes for 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked twice. As far as receiving goes for Harrisburg, then, Nick Shirato, 3 receptions for 63 yards, including a 42 long ball. Number 2, Brooks Fuller with 2 receptions for 48 yards. Number 30, Jack Anderson, the running back, 2 receptions for 47 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns to add to his 1 rushing touchdown. Jack Rayburn, also 2 receptions for only 4 yards, longest of those being 3. Now let's take a look at the top performers for O'Gorman, and you'll see what's very interesting about these rushers for O'Gorman. Amon Legacy, 17 rushes for 76 yards. Canyon Bauer, 3 rushes for 32 yards. Evan Witchery, 5 rushes for 19 yards, including a touchdown. Isaac Struck, 5 for 19, including a touchdown. It's spread out a lot more on O'Gorman's side of things. Isaac Struck also completed 15 of 24 passes for 360 yards, including 3 touchdowns, longest of those being an 81-yard pass, which Mr. High told me ties Tyler Schulte's 3rd longest reception or something. The 3rd longest reception in O'Gorman history? Yeah, okay, there we go. And so there's also 3 receiving touchdowns for Isaac Struck. He was sacked once. Receivers for O'Gorman, Canyon Bauer, 3 receptions for 175 yards, including a touchdown. Amon Legacy, 3 for 31. Max Tibbetts, 3 for 19. Nick Billion, 2 for 64, including a touchdown. Riley Caton, 2 for 51, including a touchdown. So O'Gorman really flexing their muscles and showing their depth versus Harrisburg's tonight.
Look at the weapons here. Look at receiving. 6 different receivers there. He did all kinds of targets.
And what player we didn't even talk about is Trey Jones, who only has 1 reception. Penn Johnson also has 1 reception. We just didn't get a lot of touches tonight, but those are weapons that were heavily utilized against Aberdeen Central.
And Tibbetts only caught 3 balls tonight, his longest, and he could have had that touchdown, but that's another topic earlier. But, look at the weapons. Harrisburg threw to 4 people, and Anderson being in the backfield. So, O'Gorman has some weapons.
They do. And what it comes down to, I think, tonight is Harrisburg tried eliminating the most dangerous weapons, and then the others stepped in.
The other sleepers came in, and Riley Caton, he didn't expect that. They were keying on Bauer there. But I do agree 100% what Coach told you, Alex, is that it came down that the Knights were more conditioned.
Absolutely.
And better physical shape and more condition, and that's what won that ball game.
And we saw a lot of cramping going on the sideline too. From both players, because you get this fog rolling in. It's kind of cool. It's kind of warm. It's kind of humid. A lot of that going on the sidelines as well. But you were down there the entire game. What did you see throughout the game? What are your thoughts?
As far as like the fog and cramping?
Well, just everything. I mean, as far as the cramps go, as far as how the team kind of evolved, as far as morale goes throughout the entire game, and I mean,
I think
what was your experience down there?
I think one of the things that really speaks highly of this O'Gorman team is, after that first half or so, you could have seen O'Gorman lay down and take a beating tonight, but they kept fighting. They got momentum going in the second half. Then Harrisburg gets a touchdown, but they kept going, and I think that's the story here. Is O'Gorman, just the way they kept their nose to the grindstone and kept going at it.
Absolutely, and you can rope that in with Mr. What Mr. Johnson said. O'Gorman had the stronger head tonight and were the best conditioned, and really that's what won them the game.
And that usually what does win a lot of ball games.
Yeah,
I mean, that's when you get in a fatigue tonight, and that's what I'll call that.